Welcome back, guys, to the Wolf's Den podcast. We're here with Ryan.
What's up, guys?
Here with Tyson.
How's it going?
Tyson Lane is a black belt under Charles Gracie. But before we get started on this podcast, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. Follow us on Wolf's Den Hells on Instagram and get your merch at Tactical Inc.
At Fighter's Edge Digital Marketing, we leverage Facebook and Instagram to elevate your business's online presence. Our co-founder, a dedicated martial artist, transformed his small jiu-jitsu studio into a thriving community of over 300 students using our unique marketing techniques. We believe in efficiency and simplicity. Our strategies capture attention with clear, compelling offers. Whether you're a seasoned business owner or new to digital marketing, we save you time by developing effective marketing plans. Our core services include targeted promotions, comprehensive annual marketing plans, and optimized strategies to maximize your return on investment. Book your free no-obligation call today and discover how Fighter's Edge can help you reach new heights. Visit them on their website at fightersedge.gymdesk.com. Once again, that's fightersedge.gymdesk.com, or call them now at 209-278-8206. Once again, that's 209-278-8206. Call now.
So what's up, Ryan? How you doing today?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Drinks are flowing. I don't know. I was going to add another. What were you going to say?
How's Tyson doing?
Oh, yeah.
Doing
sure.
fantastic.
I got to cheer you, dude. We got cheers.
Cheers.
Tyson.
This is loaded up with vodka, by the way.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Four Loco.
Got to throw it in there.
So if you guys are sitting at home all day off,
Pop a Blue Chew.
pop a Blue Chew, throw some dude powder on your bowls.
Turn on some Bob Ross. And
Let's
just
get this shit
blast
started.
off.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm really been into dude powder lately. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I noticed it like 2 episodes ago. Are you on a different dude powder product now, or is this?
I've been researching. There's not too many dude product powders, though. But I did put it on the other day. I went to jiu-jitsu, and it was fucking awesome.
I think you single-handedly are keeping them in business.
I think I am.
Well,
so.
that explains why when you forward rolled, the dust was coming out. I was confused at what that was.
You just
I
thought
like,
it was age?
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's a little older. It might be that.
Fuck. Oh, I'm cramping up. That's what I get. That's called a karma cramp right there.
Look at my son's over here looking at us like, fucking shut the
So
hell
what the
up.
fuck's dude powder?
It's
He's
not
doing
any
okay,
better
though.
for me, dude. It's just like, I mean, like,
Dude powder's for
I guess
old
it's
guys,
better
yeah.
than you're not my dad. So
Stops the chafe.
it's
Yeah.
still weird. So, ladies, what do you use?
There's no dude girls or
I'm waiting.
shit.
Huh?
Girl dudes, dude girls.
Are you asking if there are
Oh, yeah, I'm saying
girl
that.
dudes?
No,
I'm
saying
pretty
the
sure
powder,
yes,
powder.
there
I'm talking
are.
about the powder. Like,
Oh, I thought.
yeah.
I thought. Is
Don't
that a
kill me.
brand?
Yeah, it's a brand. I don't know if it's a brand.
Girl balls.
Yeah. Well,
I
some
don't
people
know.
use Gold Bond.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like
Gold
that's
Bond.
that's not specific. That's the problem with the dude thing. Is like you really want the bro market because you can't get the you can't get the hoe market.
Oh, shit.
See?
No,
I
dude,
did
but
there?
women are like that, though. Women will be like, oh, I can't have this, and they'll go get it.
I don't care if it smells like cedar.
Yeah, they're like, oh, cedar and hard oak? Yeah, fuck yeah.
So if you guys don't know who Tyson is a black belt under Charles Gracie. He's a young black belt, but old at heart.
Yeah. Body's pretty old.
So what age did you start jiu-jitsu?
So I started jiu-jitsu, I think, at 13 and a half, 14. But I was doing, like, I did other martial arts beforehand, like private classes. And when I started jiu-jitsu, like, I went full into it. I maybe did, like, 3 weeks of classes and then fucking right into privates. And I was doing privates almost, like, 6 days a week.
Dang.
So I was doing regular classes 5 days a week.
How old were
and
you?
I was about 13.
13?
Yeah.
You think that's the best way to go is privates as a young kid?
If you're not friends with high level guys, yeah, it's one of those things where, like, if you can do them, they can only help you. They can only help you because a lot of people now, especially like when I first started, like kids classes were like 10, 11, 12 kids. So like I got head on and I was learning from Hudie, Charles, and some of the other coaches that were there. And so I got like one-on-one attention with them, and the privates helped even more. Like nowadays with the amount of like people that are training, because jiu-jitsu's gotten fucking massive lately. It helps you get to that like caught up position where you're not feeling like, oh shit, I got to spend 7 months just getting my ass beat. It kind of helps you shorten that down a little bit.
So someone like my son, like he's 17. So like if he just graduated high school, wants to come in, but he'll be going to adult class, right? And there's a lot of adults that we roll with that could possibly just smash him. He doesn't know nothing. He knows how to do stand up, but his ground game would be like, so you would suggest that he would start off doing privates.
Yeah, and like you don't have to go to the extreme of going. Like I said, like I had nothing else to do. I live out in the country. I didn't have friends. I didn't have people that could come hang out at my house.
Yeah.
So like my thing was, hey, I went to jiu-jitsu. That was where I got my like socialization from. So I was in there like, oh, I want to be the best that's in here at the moment.
Yeah.
So I would do that, and it helped me catch up a lot. And like somebody like him who's starting out with no ground game, like I said, it depends on the amount of people there. Yeah. If you got a room like Tracy, you got a room full of 17 black belts, you can almost get a private just by rolling with them because they'll help you out. They're not going to smash you. But if you got white, blue, purple belts that want to compete, privates might be the way to go, get them caught up to that level.
Yeah. It's going to take
But don't you think, too, like, learning how to deal with that bullshit is everything about jiu-jitsu?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you have to go through hell, dude. Like, there's no way out of it.
Yeah.
See,
it's like Dante's Inferno. Like, you can pretend like you can't get out of it, but you got to go through it.
For me, I just look at even my sons, like I support them if they don't want to do it. But at the same time, it's like I've been involved with the MMA world for so long. I would be like, hope somebody does it.
Yeah.
Hint.
Yeah, he's not like that toxic father that has his kids do all his shit, right?
Like Tiger Claw.
Tiger Mom?
Iron Claw.
Iron Claw,
I was thinking Tiger Mom, but that works too.
Well,
yeah.
Well, like the thing with I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions with privates is like I agree with you. I think the first 3-4 months of jiu-jitsu, if you're not feeling like you want to quit, you're not in the right academy.
Yeah.
That if you feel like, oh, I love it here, it's so fun, something needs to change because you don't know anything. Unless you have a previous experience, like you trained before. Like even with the privates, you still have to be able to apply them in sparring.
Yeah.
So you're still going to get your ass beat for the first couple months. It just makes it where rather than spending a year on the bottom of somebody, turns in like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I've been smashed on before, and even coming with the background I had, and I go get smashed on it with the gi on, and there's times where I want to quit. I'm like, fuck, dude, are you in a position you can't get out of?
Yeah,
and
it's frustrating.
Like, you're drowning. You're like, get off me, But the easiest part is just tap.
Yeah,
that's what I learned.
Yeah. That's one of the things with jiu-jitsu. I think that like makes it why that's one of the ones everybody wants to do is like Muay Thai. You don't know what you're doing. You get into a sparring match with somebody. Holy shit. You can tap out, but you're more than likely going to get pounded on. It's going to be hard to do.
Or kicked in the face, knee in the stomach.
Like you're going to get messed up. Jiu-jitsu, you're like even if you don't like this, like I don't like this spot. Hey, tap, I can't get out of it. Can you show me what to do?
Right.
Yeah.
There's more of a safety net to it.
Yeah. That's what I like about it.
No one should be ripping your shoulders out.
No.
Well, I mean, I think everybody
that's because
should be
the
ripping
people.
Shoulders. I think break it, rip it off.
You see like a new visitor.
Oh no!
Just like hello.
No, I've been rolling at our gyms. Like I've been cut. I had scars on my face, black eye. I had inside.
It's a contact sport.
Yeah. Even with another gym I was at, my eye was punched. Even with grabbing the gi, they punched my eye, and I had the inside of my eye was bloody. Yeah. For weeks. I had a bloody eye.
That's nasty too.
What's that?
The toenail cuts.
Oh God, yeah, dude.
Because it's not. And by the way, to anyone listening, it's not your toenails cutting you.
Yeah, cut your nails.
It's everyone else's nasty fucking.
It's the breath that kills me, man.
Well, yeah, and that is underrated problem actually.
I have to chew gum during it. I try.
No, I got
spicy meat and candy beforehand. I'm like, it smells sweet. They're like, ooh.
Well, I'm hitting the bong before I go there, so I need to probably chew gum.
Yeah, or you just brush before you.
That's true.
Mouthwash.
He's like,
mouthwash. I heard it dries your mouth out, right?
Yeah, it does, and you already have. I already got that problem. Right?
Yeah.
So.
I try not to chew gum, but I like chewing gum before I roll. And some places don't allow it, but I just kind of hide it.
Yeah, that's more that rule. We have that rule, like no gum on the mats. But it's more for kids.
Yeah,
it's more for kids. Like if they start choking on it or something.
Places too.
Yeah, or they get choked and they open their mouth and it falls on the mat and gets smushed. But adults, you should be able to.
I don't know why we do it for though. Having gums in our mouth. I don't know. I think for me it's just a breath thing, and it's also.
Well, I think it's a coping mechanism, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't mean it in such a traumatic way, but I mean on a small level.
Keeps your mind focused.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
So it's like people that smoke cigarettes for like when they have to go do something important and they want to be like focused. It like calms them. Yeah.
Someone told me like I hold my breath yesterday. They're like, "Oh, you hold your breath a lot." I didn't even realize I hold my breath.
I'm guilty of that as well. When I first started jiu-jitsu, I would do that all the time, and I got better because if you don't get better, you die. But it is a problem because I'll even when I'm you saw when we were first training MMA in your garage.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when I was throwing punches? I wasn't like,
oh yeah.
It was just like pure like, why am I holding my breath? I mean, it's just it's stupid, but I had the same. It's a hard habit to. I don't know why I have that.
I didn't even know, but then I'm like so out of breath. I'm like, dude. And
what a
then
dumb
like,
survival skill.
breath.
Oh, it took me about probably a good 2 years. 2 years to finally be able to like control breathing and stuff like that and get used to. And it's never when you're on top too. It's always like when you're on bottom and you're like, oh, you tense up trying to get away or something like that, and your body tenses up and you just naturally like you just forget to breathe. You forget to breathe. Yeah, you're so focused on getting away or doing that, and you forget to breathe.
But so like you became like a young black belt at your age, but like for us older guys who are in our mid 40s, close to 50s, like we're still striving to even get to the next level, you know, and it's hard. Like my body is just like, don't do it. But then I'm like, don't be a bitch, get up and go do it. Right. Yeah. But my fear is like not making it to the black belt because I'm going to get injured. And then like, I'm going to be like, you know, hell with this because I got so much to lose. Like what tips or advice do you have for us older guys?
Honestly, like, so I'm an odd case. So like, now I love it now. Like if I would have trained like now if I would have started at 14 now, I think I'd be in a whole different game because there's a lot of young guys. Back when I was doing it, after I went up to the adult class, I had a good group. Shout out James. If you guys know James, he was cool. I had me and James were like best buds. And we were like the two only youngest people, only people that were training in there that were younger than like 25. This is when we were like 15, 16. And so I grew up training with a lot of older guys. So that's why if anybody who spars with me, like I spar fast, but I'm also very like slow.
Yeah.
And so I've learned like when you're rolling with certain people, like if I'm rolling with Jaden's gonna mess me up, but I'm gonna put a little weight on him. But when you roll with some older people, you kind of learn like, okay, we're not fighting to the death right now.
Yeah.
So older guys, I always tell them, it's like, I always avoid white belts. That's the biggest thing. It's not their fault. But that's the thing that comes with time is you learn how to move correctly.
Yeah.
It's like riding a motorcycle or something or driving, right? You're not just going to hop in a car, go on the freeway.
Yeah.
But that's what they try to do. They try to run before they walk, and that's where injuries happen. But like older guys, I say stretch. Biggest thing, one of our purple belts, his name's Roy. He's a police lieutenant for Pleasanton.
Yeah.
And this dude comes in one day, he's like, man, I'm doing this new yoga thing. And we are like, like you're gay, whatever. Like, oh, dude, no, I ain't doing yoga. You know, that dude's he's late 40s, early 50s, but man, you wouldn't know it. He moves like an 18-year-old. Oh, but then I started doing yoga with him. Like I was like, hey, send me your video. And it's even funnier is the video's name is 10-minute booty workout. Oh. So it's like really gay. Yeah. But man,
I bet you it's legit though.
Oh man, my shoulders, my hips, my back, everything. Like I don't get injured. Like I don't get cramps. If somebody falls on something wrong, I'm a little more like maneuverable. Yeah. So it's not like, oh, I just pulled a muscle. But
have you ever done an actual yoga class? Gone to a yoga studio? No,
I'm not that gay.
So I did Bikram yoga once.
Oh, nice.
And dude, it's the heated one.
Yeah.
Because the wife took me, and I was like,
hot yoga. Oh, now we're in yoga.
They had it at my
house. It was hot.
Yeah.
I was, and this was before I even started jiu-jitsu. Like that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Oh yeah, no,
you gotta hold positions and shit.
Yeah, they had it at my one of the MMA gyms I trained at. They had it there. They would do yoga.
Yeah,
they turn off the lights.
It's legit though. Now, if I would do it now. I don't care. Hey, maybe it is gay, but if your limbs feel better and you're not hurting later, fuck it.
Those tubs you could just kind of float on.
You mean the salt? What, you mean the float?
Yeah, I want to try that so bad.
The saltwater
they're supposed to
the deprivation tanks.
They like close it and you just like.
Oh, I've done that. They have. It's called Oakland Floats. I did it once in like 2013.
How'd you feel?
So, the story with that is I had a tincture, which is just like a syringe of THC.
Oh, okay.
And I put it on this whole piece of peanut butter and bread, and I slammed it because I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be floating on this tank. I should be tripping I should be feeling like I'm on cloud 9. So it was fucking great. It wasn't a bad experience, but it was trippy because You go into this thing that looks like a pod. It's probably 3/4 of the way, or it's not full enough to the point where you can drown. It's kind of strange, but there's so much salt in there. You don't need that much water. Your body will naturally just float. So there's a door. You close it. There's places that give you options, like you can do music. You can do your own music, which is kind of cool.
If you were on mushrooms, how would you feel?
See, that would be a cool.
He'd be right. Knock, knock, knock. Let me out. Let me out.
So that would be the tough part, but I feel like it would be cool to be tripping and being when you're zenning, because there's a moment when you close the door and you look up. Because have you ever been like on a Disneyland ride when the lights are off, when all the magic is on?
Yeah, like Space
and
Mountain.
It feels
stuff
like you're
that.
in this like epic place, but then when the lights come on, you're in a room that's like 10 by 10. So like, it's like that because you know the roof is only, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches away from your head, but
Yeah.
You feel like it's bigger.
There's no depth, and then when you're floating, there's no concept of like you basically feel like you're in space because you
feel weightless. Yeah.
You feel weightless. It's a good way to a lot of people meditate. I think if you have claustrophobia, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Do you have claustrophobia?
If it's an MRI.
Okay, it's way different.
That's different.
Okay.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
Those are crazy.
Yeah. I have to do the open ones for MRIs, just because I'm also bigger. So
No,
they're
that's
trying to get
even
to
people
two,
that aren't
I'm like-
claustrophobic.
Yeah.
That's fucked. No,
Anything
it's
to
not
do
like
with
that.
doctors in general is gonna
I
be
would give it a
scarier.
shot, dude.
Yeah. I want to try that cryotherapy too, where they get frozen.
I did that one time.
Just freeze your balls.
Huh?
Just freeze your balls.
It's cold.
Really?
It's like, well, if you've done an ice bath, it's
Yeah.
kind of like that, but you feel better almost.
Then we'll take Blue Chew and go one of those and see if it just freezes my dick hard.
I think you're still gonna have well, maybe not.
He's
Depends on
walking
your
out.
T levels, I guess.
Yeah. T levels.
What day of the week is it? Just kidding.
That's funny.
Because you can only do it for like 30 to 45 seconds or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah. Oh, in there.
That one, you have to do.
I'm not talking about
What
too easy, man.
Hey, I don't know
This is
about
making
you,
it way
but-
too easy.
Dude, what if they did freeze and it's all hard? I'll walk out just the.
Yeah, you're really holding on to that part, aren't you?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Now I really think you should try it, and we should vlog about it.
That should be the first. That should be the first vlog. Yeah.
This is what we're gonna do, and since we're talking about, we're manifesting it into existence.
We're here with Eric. He's about to go into this
Cryo Blue Chew dick.
But you gotta like whisper it. Blue Chew dick.
That's the viral title. Cryo Blue Chew
A bunch
dick.
of powder just come up from the powder. You got dew powder everywhere.
We'll slap you in the face with a
dude.
glove with it.
Yeah, man.
Powder comes out of everywhere, just out of the hat.
Fuck.
Dude, if you had a chance to go to Thailand, would you go to Thailand? Sorry, we're just throwing us off, but I just had a question.
I'm one of those people, like, I'm very like pro-American.
Mhm.
So like, I like America. Like I've been to a couple other countries and stuff, and I just didn't like it. I'm
Really?
like, it's not home.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys, like, I have a set routine. I like going to the same places, I like doing the same thing. And I haven't gone places, but that being said, fuck yeah, absolutely. I go to, there's 3 places I want to go. Thailand would be one of them, because I'd go watch some of those fucking Muay Thai guys that are up
Yeah,
there.
learn
Like
a little
Shannon and at Top Team, like he goes there and they go,
Yeah.
and some of those videos that he's posting, those guys, I'm like, that guy fucking break a cinder block with his knee.
Fuck.
It's crazy.
Oh,
That
he's training out there with them?
he does every once in a while,
shit.
yeah.
That's legit.
I go there and I want to go to like Greece, go see all the old
Oh, yeah.
buildings and shit like that. The
See,
Colosseum,
like, they have a lot of, like, don't they have a
the
lot
Greek
of
mythology
yeah.
shit.
Achilles?
Yep,
All those guys, Zeus.
I'd go see that shit.
We should go to Thailand for what you were gonna. Have you talked to
Oh,
him
yeah,
about
dude.
what you want to go to Thailand for?
He wants to go see the Lady Boys, huh?
We're gonna go
Well,
chicks,
shit. Now we.
Now he wants to go see the
know.
Lady Boys.
chicks with dicks.
Yeah,
Want
probably.
to see if their dick will go away after cryo?
Give him some Blue Chew.
No, the goal is to go to Thailand, go to one of the bars. They have bar fights, and then I'd fight in the bar against one of their Thai guys. We were drinking, and then we'd fight.
I'd be so down to go.
I
That
give,
sounds
I'd
fun.
do it. I'd get my
Yeah.
ass whipped, but I'd do it.
I would try not to get my ass
I
whipped,
would
but I would
go.
have fun.
I would go and support you guys. I don't know if I'd be ballsy enough to.
Dude, there's
fucking-
second vlog right there. Second vlog
Yeah,
idea.
that would be
I'd be
fun.
so down to do it. I've been
That'd be
wanting to go to Thailand for such a long time. I started Muay Thai at 18. Started at 18 years old at the Boys and Girls Club, which was like a youth club in Gilroy.
Okay.
And so I started there, and at the time we had Robert the Ghost Guerrero training out of one of the gyms at that gym, and he was like 16. But I mean, there was just guys there that were training, and it was badass, dude. But Thailand, Dude, it's always been on my like radar. I actually quit Muay Thai when I was 18. I quit because it was fucking hard.
That's what we were talking
Then I
about in the
went back
beginning,
to it.
though, is like if you're not feeling like you want to quit, you're
was
in the
hard.
wrong place. Yep.
I went back to it, and then I got into it with another good trainer, and then he took me under his wing. But it was hard, dude. I think I was so young-minded at that time. I was like, this shit's hard. Like we're doing duck walks around the gym, hitting the bag,
Well, dude,
elbowing the bag.
When you're like going like that.
Yeah.
On your
Like
knees
no,
all
where
the
you're
way.
I
holding your
think-
legs and you're
Oh,
just
fuck.
duck walking.
I think the thing with Muay Thai, like jiu-jitsu, like people always say this is one of my like pet peeves is people say like when they do jiu-jitsu competitions, they have a jiu-jitsu fight. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't have a fight. You have a
It's not a
jiu-jitsu
fight.
competition.
Yeah.
Muay Thai fights, that's a fight.
Yeah.
That's different. Their conditioning, their training, everything they do is a lot. Like we do like 10-minute warm-ups. They do 30, 40, 50-minute warm-ups before they even start hitting the bag as more warm-up.
Yeah.
And then they start sparring.
Yeah.
That's why like those dudes in like Thailand and stuff, they're there at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
They don't leave till like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and they're back up doing it the same day.
That's why I went back because it haunted me so much. I was like, I got to go back to it. I always loved it, you know?
Yeah.
And then I did get in a street fight, and I did do the whole, like, I learned a little bit from there. So I did this whole chin check, and then come up with the cross, and then I got jumped. But it was
So you followed protocol.
yeah, I did a little
Yeah.
check and
Do what you
then a
had to
cross.
do.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But then I was like, I got to go back. Yeah, and I went back. Yeah, and then it was cool. I found a good guy, a really good trainer.
Did you get your revenge? Did you jump
Nah,
those guys back?
no.
Maybe that could be our other vlog idea. We could find them
those
like,
guys and jump
like
them. Yeah,
fucking
there you
what's it
go.
called?
We became cool with them after.
Oh, well,
squashed
we'll get them
them.
drunk and we'll do it anyway.
I don't like to leave beef open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to leave beef open. I think it's
Yeah, and well, that's a dangerous
follows
thing
you.
too, because it could always fester into something crazy.
yeah.
Well, nowadays,
People
I
like
mean,
let
look
it
at fucking-
boil, right?
Well, that's the thing
Yeah.
nowadays. Look at people like before you get into a fight with somebody at a bar, you beat their
Right.
ass, you go buy them a drinks, everything. And I talk like I know this, but I wasn't around.
No,
But I
that's
grew
true,
up
though.
around. I grew up
Yeah.
around people like that. Nowadays, you beat somebody up, they'll go back and shoot you. And I always
Oh,
joke
yeah.
about saying, "Oh, if somebody tries to fight me, I'm going to shoot him. I'm
Yeah.
not going to shoot
and
just
anyone
random."
can shoot anybody.
That's the thing, right?
I don't
need
need
to be a
worry
muscular
either.
dude.
Like I'm with my kids. And
Exactly. Yeah, you
we're-
don't need to be going. Oh, do I
Yeah.
know that guy? Is he going to come get me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I put them through enough.
Just wait till he puts you in martial arts. You know.
Bro, you don't know my son's back in the scenes back
This
there.
is step one. It's like first he brings you to the podcast.
You just talk about
Then
how
you start
cool
doing
jiu-jitsu
jujitsu.
is the whole time.
He's already manifesting it too. He's like, I
Yeah.
want you to compete.
I want you to compete. You're gonna
Pulls
go
out
out
a
there and
belt.
compete.
Dude, powder on the belt.
Oh,
There you go.
Still got blue chew powder. I mean, what is it, dude powder or blue chew powder? Why are you grinding up your pills, Dad?
I need more dude powder.
It's easier to take, especially when it's in the napkin, son. All right.
It's a stronger high.
Well, I had to get one more question. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh,
Go for it.
how'd you get involved with Charles Gracie Jiu-Jitsu? Like, what happened there? Did you just find a gym?
No, so I was a fucking hellion when I was a kid. So I have really bad ADHD. I was on medicine. When ODD was a thing where I had that, where like people would be like, "Hey, go do this." Even if I was gonna do it, you tell me to do it just because you're trying to tell me something. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so because I lived with my grandparents, and my grandparents and my grandma love them to death. You know, they put up with a lot of my shit. One day it was just hit that like boiling point where he was like, "This kid needs to get his ass kicked." It's basically what it jolted into. And like he always heard the benefits of like jiu-jitsu, helping kids with ADHD, autism, helping them kind of learn the respect thing. Because like back when I was training, like I remember one time Charles was telling me to do something because I love playing guard. I'm a guard player. I mean, people say it's gay. I'm in jiu-jitsu. I'm playing guard. It is what it is. That's not what they do. They are mount, side control, self-defense stuff, which is true. And I always tell people, like, me, the shit I do, you will not do that in a street fight. You won't see me doing that in a street fight.
Yeah.
But Charles, I went in there and he's talking. He was like, "Hey, you need to listen to this." I'm like, "No." And I walked away from him as he's talking. I walked out the front door as he's talking to me.
Oh, shit.
And as I'm walking out, that was one, like beforehand, like I do that to my grandparents. I do everything. No consequence. That'd have consequences. But in my head, I was like, they have to love me. Like they can't just get rid of me. I walked out on Charles and I walked away. I go, shit. I'm like, oh, dude, that guy can fucking kill me.
Yeah.
I'm like, that guy can kill me, or he can make it where I never get to come back and see all my friends that I made. I never get to train again. And I was like, fuck. So I went in the next day, or it was like a couple days afterwards, and I walked in there, and it like kind of made me not grow up, but it kind of made me like realize like, oh shit, I am being a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like I have no respect. I had no respect. And when I sat down and he's sitting there, and I'll still never forget, I walk in there and he goes, anything you want to say? I'm like, sorry. He's like, if you don't like it here, leave. And I was like, yeah. And that's what I needed was him. Like I never had somebody that was like, hey, if you don't like it, leave. We don't want you here. If you're going to have that attitude. And so when that happened, cause that was after the first like year, I think I was training there, and we were still kind of iffy on where we were going to go. And when that happened, my grandpa was like, this is where we're going. Yeah. This is where we're going. We're not going to some place like Taekwondo or something that's going to just, oh, hey, you don't want to do it. It's okay. Here's a medal. Yeah. It was when they were teaching class, it was like, I was there to train. I wasn't there to train. They didn't want nothing to do with me.
What I like about that gym is like everyone's super respectful.
Well, and that's the thing is it's a, like I said, I'm an asshole. I talk a lot of shit, but like I'll make jokes and stuff. But I've now that I'm older and I see what I was doing, like I've went and I've apologized to Hudie and Charles for me being a kid. I've walked in there and been like, hey, I'm sorry, I was a little shit. Yeah. Like I was stupid. I didn't know what I was doing. And but they were always good on that aspect of it. Yeah. And so it was kind of just like my grandparents saw that and saw how I responded to that. And that was the first like change in my behavior. Cause I've been to psychiatrists. I've been to 6 different psychiatrists. Yeah. When I lived in Kansas, I had a different psychiatrist and none of them could do anything. Yeah. But Charles, when he kind of did that, and then I started doing jiu-jitsu, and I'm like, wow. I was like, all when the like lower belt started asking me stuff, and like, I'm like, oh, like I have like a role here. Like people want to learn from me. I was like, oh, I have a responsibility to be like more respectful. Yeah. Because if they were doing it, I'd be the guy. I was the one who was like, hey, he's talking, be quiet. Yeah. Even though 2 months ago I was that dude that was talking while they were teaching and shit like that.
Well, play that wall because even we look forward to your class. We're like, dude, Tyson's teaching. We got to go.
Yeah. Like I said, people either love me or hate me. And
you're a straight shooter.
Yeah, that's the thing because that's how I always, like my grandparents, my grandpa, he wrote me a list of rules when I was a kid, right? And it's got like basic rules, be kind to others, treat people with respect, don't do anything that's going to harm you in the future, whatever. And so that's how I like do my classes. And like, he always told me, he's like, hey, you don't have to be friends with everybody, but you got to respect everybody. Yeah. So like, I've gotten really good at like, if I don't like you, I'll tell you off and you'll be like, oh, thanks for talking to me afterwards. And you don't know that I just like, I'm like, this guy. But I'm not going to go, somebody that pisses me off, they ask for help, go help them. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Once I'm on the mat, I put that all aside. Yeah. But then some people, like I said, get butthurt about it because I'll be like, if you're doing a move wrong, I'll walk up and be like, hey, are you stupid? Like, why are you doing it wrong? But like I said, I've noticed when I do that, unless I get some people that are emotionally like, they're more emotional. Mm-hmm. They'll oh, well, I don't like the way he talks to me. But most people, you tell them like, if somebody calls me stupid, I go, I'm not stupid. Watch me do this, and I go and do it. Yeah. And I've noticed like kids, especially like you, a kid, like what?
It's hard
to do it. Yeah. Yeah. And then it prepares them too. Cause like the world's not nice. They make it seem that way, but like, no, you don't get everything handed to you.
I think you're an excellent instructor, man. And that's not to kiss ass, but I really do. Like me and him talk and when you're teaching, it's like, okay, I'm going to be there every time you're training because we learn new things. Like we're learning like X guard, things like that, like stuff I've never even learned before.
And that's the thing is, I have a very weird jiu-jitsu game. Like I know, like that's one thing I made sure when I went from Tracy to Modesto with Carl and stuff is I learned from Carl is I came in there first day in there, I get in fucking invert and I'm upside down with my ass in the air and Carl comes out, he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. I'm like, well, you can't stop it. He's like, yeah, but what are you doing? I'm like, inverting. He's like, fucking get on mount, do something. I was like, no, I'm inverting. And then he put one of the higher level guys that was there at the time came over, just beat the shit out of me, like smashed me. This is when I was like blue, purple, and just smashed me. And he was like, I told you it's not going to work. And I was like, oh, it's like, yeah, it didn't. So we kind of like went straight back to basics. I spent like 2-3 years just mount, passing guard, armbar, triangle. That's it. Nothing else. And then once I got the basics worked. Yeah. And that way my thing is like, I like learning stuff to teach it. Yeah. And by teaching it makes me be able to do it better. So when I did all that like beginner stuff, I would go and show everybody. I'm like, hey, just do this. Just go to mount. I'm like, wow, that's easier than doing all this fancy berimbolo stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's because it works. It's been working since when Charles started, 1927. His family started around that time, right? It's like it's been working since then. They're doing
Yeah.
something right. But I also am able to adapt and know, hey, the new wave of jiu-jitsu is this shit. You have to be able to do both. You can't just do one or the other.
Yeah.
Like Gordon Ryan. That dude gets basically 90% of his submissions have been pressure pass, get to mount, armbar,
Yeah.
shit like that, which is just borderline old school Gracie jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That dude's chest is
'Cause
freaking
They're coming off.
And he's all natural too. He's all natural.
Well, they're coming
roughly.
Yeah.
because John Danaher was Henzo's student,
Mhm.
right? So it's all coming off from the Gracies, like everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
And-
the Gracies like started a lot for us, you know.
Yeah.
Like people don't realize that. Like even early 2000s when I was training the MMA stuff, but like when you hear about a Gracie studio, like I'm a huge fanboy of the Gracies, so I'm like, oh yeah, there's a Gracie studio there. Like
Yeah.
now to be a part of it, I'm like, oh, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I'm like, you get a belt from the Gracies, like that's even better. You know, like
yeah, no, I like there, like I said, no matter this, one of the things with every jiu-jitsu academy is the bigger you get, the not diluted, but it starts to get, because you just don't have the time,
yeah,
right? You don't have the time for me. Like, say I'm in a class of 40 students and I have 15 people that aren't getting the, like, say I show a fucking flying armbar or something, right? If I have 15 kids out of like 40 that can't do the move, I can't just sit there and make sure to stay with the 15 kids, because now I got 34, I got 30 kids over here that aren't getting any help, whether they're doing it right or not. It's hard. So it kind of, when you get bigger though, it kind of makes it. But that's one thing like they're still like really good at doing is the stuff that works, the basic jiu-jitsu, mount, back control, rear naked, arm bars, the basic stuff you will use in a street fight, they make sure are ingrained into everybody that trains, no matter what age.
There's kids that are coming out of the gym that from the Gracies, and they're just killers, dude. They're going to be killers like youth and technique, and they're like only like 15, 16, 17, and they're like fucking going hard. It's like, damn, dude, they're going to be next level shit, you know? Yeah. I think that's like, but a lot of people don't see like that's like, it's a whole different game now, you know?
Yeah. Like I remember when I was in the kids class, you'll think it's funny. I'm in the kids class and I was like, I got my orange belt, and I was like 15. I'm like, dude, I was like, I'm the fucking shit, right? And the reason was because all of the older kids that I was training with that used to beat me up, like all quit. So I like I didn't get any better. I just moved up the totem pole because they left, right? And I was like, I'm ready to go to the adult class. They're like, hey, you can go try the adult class. I went up to the adult class first like 2 weeks. Everyone was being nice, and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking these blue belts up. I'm like, I'm fucking good. That third week came around. Man, I got fucking whooped. I was like, because I was getting cocky. I was like, you guys are blue. I said to one of them, I was like, I think his name was Brandon.
Fuck.
I was like, yeah, you're a blue belt and you got tapped out by an orange belt, like jokingly, but again, I was still a little shit.
Oh fuck.
And I said that, and he literally was like, okay, we'll spar tomorrow. I was like, all right, thinking I beat him the past 3 weeks. Dude, this
whole
kid,
night he's,
this
like,
kid
repeating to
fucking,
himself.
he does this. He used to do this sweep. He get his double unders and like guard, grab you by the pants and flip you over.
Yeah.
And like when I was in training, I was like 130.
Jesus.
I was tiny.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? I never seen that. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then he tried to foot lock me, and that was before I went to Modesto and learned all my leg locks. I was like, you can attack the feet? I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And he just beat me up, and he goes, you're doing good. And when that hit me, I was like, I don't know shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know jack shit.
That's why I
about
never
it.
put it past black belts. Like anytime I roll with one, and I'm like, okay, I got a move, yeah. But in my head, I'm like, how you probably let me get in that move because you weren't going 100% probably. Like,
Well, that's like,
feel it,
yeah,
you know?
like that's my thing. There's 3 people I will actually spar like 100% with.
Yeah.
One of them's Igor, because that guy's he's just good.
Yeah, I see some of the videos.
And
He's amazing.
He's crazy good. And like I said, I'm one of those people, I always want to be better. I don't want to be, I'm good, I'm beating everybody. I'm like, I need to find who's better than me, go spar with them, because that way I can learn to be like them and be better.
You're not getting better. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get better, like, and it's different, like
winning gold medals at a
it's-
Fisher Price
yeah.
Olympics.
Like it's different. Like it's hard in Modesto because there's me and then 2 other black belts, and one of them's my boss, and then one of them is his name's Lyle, and he's an old school Gracie dude and trained with Charles and stuff. But they're all older than me, so I don't get their game is very like I said, like I roll. It's very slow paced, methodical, still good rolls, but like I don't get the same roll as I do with like Igor's still young and quick and on top of shit, and it's a different style of game, and I got to get used to, like Gianelli too. rolling with Gianelli. He's quick, he's
Yeah,
fast,
yeah.
and it's hard. It's
His
a different game.
His gas tank's insane.
Oh, that guy's fucking.
Yeah, he moves with purpose.
Shout out to Mike Gianelli.
Yeah, I remember when that guy first, because we started around the same time, and I remember we were both learning the same shit, so he would be like one of my main training partners I'd roll with, and like when I started, I kind of got him once I went to Modesto a little bit, and I started learning leg locks because they haven't learned any of them. And I came back, I was like, oh, I could finally get him because he doesn't know what I'm doing. But now I rolled with him on a Monday, and I was like, shit, dude, like this guy's learning. I was like, God, my advantage is going out the window. Yeah. But like I said, like that's what I do is like I like sparring like that.
Yeah.
I'll do a move and I'll do it for like a month straight, nothing else. And when you finally learn how to defend it, I'll go, okay, and I'll try to do something completely different just so I can get better at doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything we get better at is because we're doing it all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. Repetition. Like,
sometimes I think we beat ourselves up. We're like, oh, we're boring. We're doing the same shit. But I'm like, yeah, but we're crafting.
You're working it.
We're refining it.
Like, what's that thing? What's this? You got to do a move 10,000 times or something before you know how to do it. Like just instinctually. I honestly think it's more than that.
Probably. I think everyone's loving the takedown stuff.
Yeah.
Too.
Like I said,
like,
I
am getting better.
I love doing takedowns. I hate, but that once again, this is proving that theory. We're hating the takedowns less because we're doing them more.
Yeah.
The only way you hate the shit. Everyone hates the shit that's unknown, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone's scared of the unknown.
Well, like, what was that move? Oh, that calf slicer. That calf slicer we showed that one day, that rolling one.
Oh, the thing that took me 45 minutes?
Yeah. But see, that's the thing is, like, it took you 45 minutes, but once you got it once, you're like, oh, okay, you got it a second time. Then you got it a third time. You got it a fourth time.
Better, though.
And that's the thing is, I think, with jiu-jitsu is it is an art form. Like, all martial arts are art form. Like, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, like, all those, like, it's not something you'll pick up. Some guys are just naturally gifted. Some guys will pick it up day one.
Yeah.
I was not that guy. You get kids like Jaden. Like Jaden, you don't even have to show him a move. If you do it to him, he can kind of like rework it, and like he knows how to reverse engineer it.
Yeah, I'm like, where's this kid studying at?
Yeah, and
pretty soon Japan.
Like, yeah.
He's like,
but it's like all that, like those moves and stuff. Like I said, like I like doing a lot of fancy shit because sooner or later, if I'm rolling with Eric every single day for 6 months straight and I only do arm bars, he's going to learn how to stop the arm bar.
Yeah.
No matter how good of an arm bar you get, he's going to learn how to stop it.
Well, and just because it's not self-defense jiu-jitsu doesn't mean it's not useful. Because even like people that hate X-Guard, here's one cool thing about X-Guard is you can transition underneath someone into a different position.
Yeah.
So it's a good gateway move. If it's not a reliable move for self-defense, it's a reliable move to get out of shit.
But see, even X-Guard though is like you can still relate it to self-defense because if say a lot of times somebody gets you on the ground, they're not doing jiu-jitsu, they don't go on their knees, they hover over you and they walk. Well, if you walk and their foot's in between your legs, if you get under him, he has no leverage trying to punch you that way. You sweep him over real quick. You can either stand up, run away, or you can kind of get on top.
Right.
So like again, like you see all those videos of that one dude was a year ago, heel hooked some dude in a street fight. Like some drunk dude like pushed him and he fell on his back and he fucking underhooked a leg and reefed it and heel hooked him and he's like, I'm gonna let go of your leg, don't punch me. And the dude punched him, he fucking starts pulling his leg, pops it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, that was one of the things where people were like, oh wow, you can do it in the street. You can do it in the street because I think
that guy walking away.
Yeah. One of the things with jiu-jitsu, I think that people like MMA fighters, a lot of them, they don't like jiu-jitsu. They're like, oh, well, why are you going to be on the ground?
I used to hate jiu-jitsu.
And that's the thing. Like, well, I'll just punch you in the face or kick you in the face.
Or
it's
wrestle
like,
you down.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, but you're training also. I'm not doing jiu-jitsu to fight an MMA fighter. If I want to fight an MMA fighter, I'll go get striking and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I do jiu-jitsu. Most people do jiu-jitsu for that guy on the street that's drunk and wants to pick a fight with you.
Yeah.
You're going to fight somebody who has no knowledge most of the time, so you'll be able to maneuver better than they will.
I mean, and at the very least, be able to get out of the situation.
Exactly.
That's why I stay away from the gi for so long.
You can beat the shit out of someone if you want, or you can just get out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have options.
Yeah. But now that I do the gi, I love it. I tell you guys all the time, I love that shit. But it does give you so much options. Like, it's so much. I think we should bring MMA back with the gi.
I do too. My thing with gi, and this is one of my controversial things that piss a lot of people off, is people that like no gi over gi are just bad at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And it's different. If you're in an MMA fight, I'm not saying you're like you'll whoop my ass in a gi without a gi. But for jiu-jitsu purpose, only for sport jiu-jitsu, even self-defense, how many guys are you fighting that are walking around wearing booty shorts and skin-tight spandex?
Right, but I mean, it's the uniform. Just
Yeah.
like Muay Thai has their
Yeah.
uniform, right? Their
It's the
shorts.
uniform, but that's what I'm saying is the people that
Yeah.
like, oh, I like no gi better than gi. You ask them why. Well, I just keep getting cross choked.
Well, yeah.
Learn how to
so
stop the
you
cross choke.
suck.
Learn how to
you
stop
hate
the
something
cross
'cause
choke.
You suck.
Exactly, and that's like I was the same way about no gi.
Okay.
I'm really good at doing all those weird lapel chokes and grabbing arm bars from lapels and stuff because that's what I grew up learning. First couple times we did no-gi, I was like, dude, I would skip no-gi completely because I sucked at it. I couldn't do my grips. I couldn't do anything. And I skipped it for probably a good like 6 months because they do it twice a month. And I would skip it. And then until I finally got like, you know what? Manned up. I was like, I'm not going to get better at it by just sitting here doing gi.
Yeah.
So I went in, first couple months, got my ass whipped. And then I started realizing, I'm like, well, everything I can do in no-gi, I can also do in the gi. But it's not vice versa. Everything you can't do half the shit you do in a gi and no gi. Yeah. And so that's why people get so like either love no gi or hate gi. It's because there's no they don't like getting either choked with a collar or they don't like not having the collars. And I'm one of those people. I love sparring in a gi because you can spar like you're sparring no gi if you want to. You don't have to grab the grips.
Yeah.
So.
I try to wrestle a lot with the gi on, and it's like it's frustrating. The first 6 months, I was fucking ready to quit, dude. It's like you try to add too much pressure and like a baseball back choke or something. You're like, what the fuck? But I've been told too, is like, even like I've been told also like don't use your wrestling as much, like use more jiu-jitsu. But it frustrates me because that's my base. That's like gives me my base. You know?
So one of my favorite things when I was like a blue purple belt, because that was when I was competing a lot. I was like not fat and I was actually training. Somebody be like, oh, this guy's a wrestler.
I'm gonna eat them up.
I'm ready because they always do the same thing. You lay on your back, they don't know what to do, so they just dive their head in to try to get on top. And if you have a gi on,
I did it all the time.
It's
just dive my head right in.
It's just easy chokes. Guillotines are like if we stood up, like we do stand up and stuff. I'll literally put my leg forward for you to shoot because you guys wrestlers always shoot with their head on the outside.
Yeah.
And again, wrestling that's
I caught
good.
like that yesterday.
Wrestling that's good. Jiu-jitsu that is one of the worst things you can do in jiu-jitsu. And so I'd sit there and I'd be like, come on, take me down. Take me down. Take me down. Because I'm comfortable getting on my back. If you take me down and I can't get the choke, I'm still on my back in guard, which for jiu-jitsu is a still dominant position.
Yeah.
Self-defense, not really. You're getting punched in the face. Sport jiu-jitsu, dominant position.
I feel like the no gi helped me with my pressure because
it's slippery.
You have to close the distance more, you know? And like you were showing today in class, you were like, okay, in gi you can grab like this, but in no gi, you have like this much space. You know, and it's like, dude, that's because even with gi, you got to feel it. You got to understand that, especially with lapel chokes. It's like it's all about feel and like how your grips are. So I think no gi kind of gives you more of like a refining of your grips.
Well, like if I'm going to if I'm going to lapel choke Ryan, I don't have to worry about like, oh, his gi's going to be tight. I can wrap that fucking thing around 6 different times and get it tight. If I try to do that to Eric, fucking big shoulders, wide neck, my hand gets stuck in there. I'm like, oh, I ain't got no more lapel to pull through. So it's one of those things like it's just as difficult as no gi. It's just everybody has their preference.
Right.
One of them, different. One preference is better at jiu-jitsu than the other.
Did you guys want to talk about that Craig Jones?
Yeah, because
I keep talking about jiu-jitsu
and wrestling all day.
Well, it's about jiu-jitsu, so well maybe. Do you want to preface it a little? Because I'm kind of a layman on it. I understand the vague.
So Craig Jones, he's having his invitational. $1 million on the table. ADCC, obviously, I don't think they pay as much, or maybe they're not paying their athletes.
Division winners get $10,000, I think.
And so Craig Jones is having it the same weekend, and there's people dropping out of ADCC to go over to Craig Jones Invitational. Of course, the B team, his team is definitely going to follow him.
Oh yeah,
those guys are just insane. But what do you think about it? Like, because there's like it's getting pretty intense now. Like just following it, like there's death threats being
fucking
made.
what's his name, Seth Daniels or whatever. The fight to win, dude.
But I mean,
I will fucking kill you.
But I mean, like going that far is kind of insane.
That guy's just an idiot.
Is he promoting? Is he trying to get a fight? Basically, though, that's like
No,
pro wrestling.
No,
style.
I think
Is he
it's like
really
turning
crazy?
into like freaking.
They're taking
like,
money out of their pockets basically, and so he's getting butthurt. But the thing is like, I've always like when I grew up, I never did jiu-jitsu to be like, oh, I'm gonna be a world champion because I know there's no money in it. You get sponsorships and stuff, but there's no money in being a professional jiu-jitsu practitioner unless you're like
Gordon
Ryan, where you're selling fucking $600 instructional 20 times a day, or you have academies. Like I always say, you need to own like 2 or 3 academies to be successful in jiu-jitsu. But this is like a big, like just to show up, they're giving, again, Craig, I love Craig Jones because he's a fucking memer. He just likes picking. He's like me. He just talks shit to talk shit. Just to show up, you get $10,001, which is the highest payout you get at ADCC. So just for showing up and losing, you're getting paid more than you'll win the other one. So of course people are going to jump ship and go. And like I like ADCC, like that's one of the things that got jiu-jitsu to where it is as popular as it is now is ADCC. But when you're training for a year, 4 years, they do it every 4 years, or is it every 4 years or every 2?
I think isn't it every year?
No, they do.
For the championship?
Yeah, for the championship.
Yeah. Every 2, maybe?
I think it's every 2.
Yeah, 2. Because it's always like even numbers, right?
Yeah, but it's like you go, you train for this thing, and their biggest thing is like, oh well, you get exposure, which is good. But that's like me saying, hey, Eric, Ryan, I need you guys to rebuild my bathroom, but I'll shout you out on Instagram.
Yeah, because I'm marketing you.
Yeah, you're exactly.
So it should be free.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's one of those things. Like, could he have done it on a different day? Yes.
Yes. But
should he have done it on a different day? Probably. Yes. But would it have got as much of an impact as doing it on the same day?
It's Craig Jones, so it's like we can't expect any less.
No. So but I see with him doing that though, I think he was smart to do it because if he would have done it like say 2 weekends after the ADCC, I don't think it would have got as much exposure because it would have just been, oh hey, there's a tournament for $1 million, not hey, this guy's going after the biggest tournament that's not paying their fighters as much. So it kind of like he was smart the way he did it. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, hilarious funny though. He's a funny character. I like that guy. He's hilarious.
I got a question to go along with that.
Yes.
Follow up. Both of you guys can answer. In a way, do you think Craig Jones is keeping competition commissions more accountable maybe for fair compensation? Or do you think he's pricing people out because he's more fortunate than... I mean, I guess that 2 questions. That one, and then is Craig Jones richer than anyone on the controlling ADCC?
No.
Oh, God,
in that case, then fuck ADCC. My thing is saying they need to fucking figure out a way.
I thought we weren't getting controversial, Ryan.
Hey, look,
fuck the biggest tournament of all
this is my
time.
point. That answered my question. This is my point.
We love you.
Everyone
ADCC.
hated Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Everyone fuck Tesla. Electric cars. Guess what? Tesla, whether you love them or hate them, every American-made car started making electric cars.
Yeah.
So whether you like the shift or not, it changed an industry because it said, "Hey, we're doing this, and you can either let us do it and let us take your customers, or you can evolve with and go along because that's business." I mean, how many NFL leagues before the NFL went out of business because of the same thing? And these are millionaire people that own this shit. He probably
feels like...
And I don't mean fuck ADCC, but what I mean by that is
from
stop
perspective
crying
of Craig Jones,
and adapt.
But look, I think it comes down to this. There's a lot of fighters, even MMA fighters, jiu-jitsu fighters who live in their car, who can't afford shit.
Well, that's kind of what I mean too.
Yeah, I think Craig Jones sees it from that side because he has people who travel all over the world to train with him.
Even them though, like look at them, like they didn't, like most of them didn't start out with money.
No,
all those guys didn't.
And I think it's a good thing what they're doing.
They might not be a business model that can last forever, but at the same time, I think it sends a message to the fighting world where it's like some of these promoters and these
even to the UFC,
commissions,
like, hey, your fighters.
I think what
100%.
Craig Jones is doing, and I think what his original plan was, which I mean I may be talking my ass, but I think because it all started after the crowd demanded that they pay that who got the $300,000 the fight bonus from Dana.
Oh yeah.
And I think when he saw that,
Holloway, was it Holloway?
I think it was, the fight bonus, which they were like up it, and he goes okay, and he ups it. Yeah. I think that kind of made people like, hey, the people's voice is getting heard.
Yeah,
kind of like that. And then Craig Jones, because Craig Jones is not given the $1 million. Well, it's going to be more than that because if you get 20 people, that's 200,000 plus $1 million for the payout fee because you're paying everybody 10,001 to show up. But I think what that does is it kind of like shows like ADCC, like what the people want. Like ADCC is different. They pay a lot of money into their production to get on TV, to expand the art of jiu-jitsu. Right. But it's with social media now, like ADCC when it first started, if you wanted to watch jiu-jitsu, like you were kind of, where were you going to watch it at?
Yeah.
Like just strictly jiu-jitsu because that was before Flow Grappling. That was before like WNO. That was before all those ones. You had to watch ADCC for jiu-jitsu, so they've made money into production to get the expansion out. But now that jiu-jitsu is so popular, it's like, can you keep paying your fighters 10 grand for winning a 5-man division?
And that's kind of what I was saying.
On
like,
the
I don't know if
biggest
it's gonna
stage? Yeah.
be able to be something you could keep up.
Just imagine if he goes to the Olympics, jiu-jitsu.
Oh, it'll never.
That'd be so cool.
That would be
It would.
hard.
It will never.
That would be really
Get a
hard to
contract
ref.
from Nike.
Yeah.
That would be the hardest thing to ref, wouldn't it?
I don't think jiu-jitsu will ever go to the Olympics because of the rule sets.
Yeah.
There's already so many different rule sets, and if you make it an Olympic sport, then you have to have an Olympic committee who's in charge of making the rules.
Well, they were trying to ban wrestling, and that pissed me off.
That's weird. And they have boxing, don't they?
Yeah, boxing, but they wanted to ban wrestling to do Batman or some shit. It was some weird thing they wanted to change.
Dude, they care more about the shuttlecocks, dude.
Yeah. Dude, it's like, those guys.
Well, it might be that. No, but even
like the jiu-jitsu guys. Go ahead.
No, go.
Oh, the jiu-jitsu guys. I mean, there's so many people. Like you and I, we're fortunate. We have our homes and families. You too, and you're trained. But there's guys out there who can't even afford to like really train, and they're doing whatever they can to like get that little penny or moppy mats to like.
Well, what if that is their car?
Sleeping in their car, yeah.
Like you said, maybe that's their fucking job.
They have a dream of becoming like a Gordon Ryan.
Right.
They're not just as fortunate and they have to struggle. And I think it's like if they can get this chance to win $1 million, that changes their whole fucking life.
Yeah, I mean that's always the thing, right? We always have the lottery, every poor man's dream, right? But like I just feel like it is nice to have the support.
Yeah.
Maybe they. I mean, the $10,000 is obviously a message. I feel like if they could do something in the future that's obviously much more affordable, or more affordable for the cost of the commission, and then also just paying better for the fighters, I'm sure there's something that's going to come out of this that's going to be better. And that's kind of the point I was making. Like, it's kind of accountability, and maybe that wasn't all intentional, but I think that's going to be the result.
Nothing is unintentional with Craig Jones. I think that's why.
But I don't know if that's where his intentions were.
His intention is to make it where people are getting fair compensation.
Well, then in that case, I think he's
because ADCC is not just going to go, oh, we lost 1 year, we're going to close down, we're never going to do it again.
You gotta it's almost like protesting or boycotting.
Exactly what it is.
You got to make that point.
He's fighting on that card himself. He's fighting Gabby Garcia, which is huge.
I am ready for that, by the way. I hope she wears her thong again.
So I feel like he's kind of more like I think he's the good guy in this. And what do you think?
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, I feel like it goes both ways. Like ADCC is like a huge thing, and I know guys who competed in that. Like Brandon's competed in ADCC, and shout out to Brandon Kerr. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like really good for some of these guys to try to win this money. It's always good to try to win money, especially these guys are hungry for it.
Well, and the people doing it now are getting lucky because, like we just said, I don't think it's going to be 10,000 every time.
Yeah. I mean, if I was young and
if it is, holy shit.
You guys have an old man division? I will enter.
Geriatric jiu-jitsu.
Jerry Jits.
Craig Jones, can you make an old man division?
Jerry Jitsu. That's funny.
That's the next shirt.
Yeah, the next shirt.
Jerry Jitsu.
Old man, where we can put our dude powder on in the back.
Yeah, dude, you know what you should do? I got the design already.
Shout out.
So use the Golden Girls layout, but then just put the Gracies.
Yeah. Do you imagine if like
I copyright that logo right now. I trademark that. That's
we
mine.
have like a 45 Masters division at Craig Jones Invitational, but we just went
would you get 7,500 or would they give you the full 10?
Oh,
you get the senior discount wage.
I know. Would you give me $500,000 at least?
Shit, right?
Like I'm giving 250. I don't even need $500,000.
250, not taxes paid. How about that?
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I said, like we keep going over, is it's a double-edged sword. Yeah. It'd be like what he's basically doing is like if I were to walk into the gym and say, Charles, fuck you.
Yeah.
We're not doing what you're doing anymore. We're doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like 10,000 for a winner of that because they got to fly to Vegas. Mm-hmm. They got to weigh in the day before. Used to be 2 days before.
Some are trying to get sponsorships.
They're trying to get sponsorship just to get there, which this is one of those things. Jiu-jitsu companies, a lot of them don't have money. Yeah. They don't have that kind of money. It's not like NFL where you're getting these millionaires backing you up. You're lucky you get a guy that makes $25,000 a year to back you up and give you like $50. And I think he's trying to get it on a wider stage to make it where they don't have to go, oh, well, I don't know if I want to go fly here to compete because I can't afford it.
Yeah.
He wants to, and it's not like some of those tournaments you go there and these guys go and compete like Helena, what's her name? Helena, however you say her last name. One that's training with New Wave now. She was going to these competitions getting $500, but she was flying from Austin to Vegas to all these places and she was losing money to compete.
Yeah.
Well, that's not even covering your
Even-
efforts.
even-
Exactly, yeah.
I've sponsored people through my business, and I've been using my own dog training money just to give them money to sponsor them, so they can at least have a goal, because I like to see people win.
Yeah.
Especially people that are like I'm close to, like good job, man. Like go kick ass. But because those guys are just hungry.
So when are you gonna start writing $10,000 checks, dude?
When Tactical Ink sells for $1 million,
I'll do 2,500. Fine with me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Whoever.
So that
here's
money.
a challenge. Tyson will challenge somebody. If you could beat Tyson, I'll give you Tactical Ink.
Gordon Ryan.
And what do you mean by beat? Is this jiu-jitsu comp or what? I'm not gonna do
We'll
it.
play
Don't worry,
cards.
I'm not.
We'll play
I'm just
cards.
wondering. Cards.
Gordon Ryan.
Gordon Ryan, if you beat Ryan, I'll give you Tactical Ink. I'm just playing.
Would you?
He's gonna be like, "This is shit. Tactical Ink ain't shit."
Actually, I have a Gordon Ryan
That's all you
question.
made.
Would you rather fight a chicken the size of Gordon Ryan or Gordon Ryan the size of a chicken?
Gordon Ryan the size of a chicken. I'd kick that fucker.
What if he like gets in your fucking mouth? And
But he don't have opposable arms or feet.
Would you just like to roll with?
Oh, you're
Gordon
saying
Ryan?
as
Oh,
a chicken?
dude.
No, he'd be the size of a chicken. He wouldn't be a chicken.
Like, would you rather fight him in a tournament, or would you rather roll with him as like a sparring partner?
I would rather roll with him as like a sparring partner because one that fucking tournament match would be like I don't want to get highlight reeled, so I've already had that happen once. I'm not gonna have it happen again. But like, I wouldn't be scared to fight him. Like if I go to a tournament and he's on the thing, I'm like, shit, I'll go out there and give it my best. I'm gonna lose, but it's okay. But I'd love to roll with him, like Craig Jones, any of these guys. And I think one thing I wanted to talk about with people with jiu-jitsu is I get a lot of people that come up to me and then they're like, well, why can't I spar like Craig Jones? Why can't I spar like Gordon Ryan? And a lot of people get turned off because they watch these guys or they watch like I fucking suck at jiu-jitsu. People say I'm good. They're lying. I fucking suck. I just am bendy and can do some weird shit. But some of these guys that these people roll with, like they'll roll with Gianelli, they'll roll with Igor, they'll roll with Hudie. And they're like, man, like, how do I get that good? It's like, you got to remember, like, you're a hobbyist. You're a hobbyist.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you train 5 days a week, you're a hobbyist.
Yeah.
If you do an hour class a day, you are not a professional jiu-jitsu practitioner. You are a hobbyist.
Constantly playing.
Craig Jones, Gordon Ryan, Gary Tonin, Danaher, they literally wake up, go to the gym, are doing 2-hour warm-ups, 5 hours of techniques, and then training afterwards, going home, sleeping, going back, plus the steroids, and going back and doing all that shit. Like they live
lifting
and
weights too, right?
they live and breathe that. That's all they do.
That's insane.
It's a whole different
You mentioned
game.
this earlier with Muay Thai. Like, do you think the reason the warm up is so long because the training and the sparring is so intense?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You got to make sure the muscles are like not gonna like tear.
Like I said, I love jiu-jitsu. It's a good workout, but it's not. You're not fighting.
Yeah.
There's you don't get that like, oh, I'm standing up, running around. If you're tired in jiu-jitsu, you can just sit back and play guard the whole time. You do that, and you tired in a Muay Thai fight or a boxing fight, you're getting punched and getting knocked out.
I don't mind the warm-ups. I just done them for so long, like from MMA to wrestling and to Muay Thai. Like, it's just, I've done them for so long, the same circles, the same rolls, the same thing.
Yeah, you know what? The stretching, though.
The stretching is where I want more. Yeah. Like, for me, getting older, I like stretching. Like, I mean, I like the cardio because I'm chubby, but
hey, and
you know,
we got shit for talking about warm-ups earlier in this podcast, and that literally was all I pretty much said was that some people, it's not that you need to change up the warm-up format, it's not that you need to do all that. All I was saying was I feel like you got to feel some of your practitioners out, and if you got guys with knee injuries or shoulder injuries, they're not going to be doing the fucking alligator walks.
For shit.
They're not going to be doing like, you know what I mean? So it's just, those guys can stretch, but that's not taking away from everyone's warm up. Yeah. All I'm saying is like, why would you want to fucking participate in something that's going to not allow you to spar in 20 minutes?
Yeah.
You know, that makes zero sense. I think we're all on the same page. I think everyone's pretty much on that page. I don't even think that's an argument.
Some people love it though. Some people love
like we have a couple guys in Modesto, like they're all CrossFit dudes. So that's kind of,
they love warm-ups.
We won't get into that. But a lot of them, like Tracy, Modesto, they want to warm up hard. That's how they get because they want to spar tired. My warm ups are kind of, I do more like actual warm ups. Like we do a lot of pummel drills. We'll practice if we're going into takedowns for that day. We'll do some takedown drills.
See, I like stuff like that.
But see, I'm not letting people sit there and like if we're doing pummel drills.
No, you're on them.
Doing this, if they're going slow, I say, hey, speed it up. You're gonna do push ups. Like you're warming up. I'm just letting you not run around in a circle the whole time doing it. I'm giving you some jiu-jitsu warm-ups. But like you got to warm up. People that just like I'm one of them. I hate warming up.
No, I love your warm ups because it's not the same thing.
I switch it up every day. Yeah,
it's cool.
It becomes like I said, I work out at home. That's my routine. I don't want to have another routine workout.
Yeah.
Before jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I kind of do the same thing. I mean, I'm in my garage, prison working out, doing only working like a few muscle groups that I want to work out. I'm not even doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, we had a guy come in yesterday. He was a black belt, a really cool kid, older guy. And I call him kid, so younger than me, but really cool dude. I don't know his name, but he was doing the warm ups, and then we're running, and then we'd start rolling, flow rolling, get back up, run again, and then do something else, and then side to sides, and then in and out, and then roll again.
Where's he train at?
Hey, Tracy.
Does he kind of look like me right now when I'm bald?
That's interesting.
Mexican cat.
Flowing and then going back to running around.
Yeah, it was cool though. It
different,
was like
though.
a good vibe. It was a good vibe. I got to roll with him yesterday. It was
Why
really
keeps
cool,
everyone
though.
loose?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's like
I think that might help.
Push-ups don't help you with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Running. I always tell people that do like 30-minute running warm-ups, most of the time you do that because your jiu-jitsu is not good enough to save you. You got to try to run away. That's why you're running on cardio. That's I just fucking don't mean
You're working
that.
on it. Yeah, that's
But
funny though.
You're not running. Okay. Your sit-ups. Sit-ups are the only one that kind of like helps you in jiu-jitsu because you go to sit up and sweep people. That one's kind of good. Like scissor kicks, like ab workouts help you get warmed up. But like jumping jacks for 30 minutes, I fucking hate jumping jacks.
Yeah, I talked to a couple of guys who've like they're black belts, like 4th, 5th degree black belts, even like just regular black belts, and they compete, and they don't do cardio outside.
No,
they're like, I don't do cardio in the gym. I don't do cardio outside. I just do my stretches.
Jiu-jitsu.
I do a little bit of warm ups, a lot of it's more hip escapes, and doing stuff like that, and then a lot of stretches, and then when they go. Because they don't, I'm like, you don't do cardio outside? And they're like, no.
Your cardio is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
they're sparring 2-3 hours a day.
That's why, they're sparring 2-3 hours a day.
Well, and one of the guys I thought of was Dirceo, and he's Brazilian. And one time I went to an open mat with him. It was Sunday at 11 a.m. He's like, hey, if you're free at 4 o'clock, I'm going to another one in Manteca. And I was just like, what the fuck? And this dude is not, he's a little older than you, but he trains like 3 times a day maybe. Crazy.
That's how like when I wasn't fat, that's what I was doing. I would do private in the morning class jiu-jitsu. I would go teach kids classes, which I would be running the warm-ups, like doing the warm-ups with them. And a lot of times they were odd, so I would spar with the kids and stuff too. This is when I was like 16. And I'd do the night class.
Yeah. And
that was every day.
Imagine telling Hicks and Gracie, I'm not going to do the warm-ups.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude, you'd be dead.
No, I wouldn't. I just tell them, I just say, hey, dude, just breathe.
Just breathe.
Just breathe.
That guy's warm-ups were probably insane too.
And like I said, it's different. Like he said though, like Ryan said, it's clientele, right?
Yeah.
Like we were talking about earlier. Like if I go to like a country bar, I'm not gonna go in there wearing some like pride flags and stuff like that, right? Because you got to know your audience.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm also not gonna go to San Francisco wearing a Trump flag.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get stabbed or shot.
Do you think it's become soft where it's like depends on where the gym's at? You know, you go to I remember just this. So I had kids that we wrestled when I coached wrestling. They were Eastside San Jose kids. Eastside San Jose kids, like I said, Cynthia Cavillo came out, the UFC fighter would help us. Sam Spangler, we had all these kids coming out, and they would just fucking grind. Like we'd put them in the fucking room. Even when I was coaching them, fucking shut off the light, not the lights, but turn on the heater, shut the doors, and just fucking sweat it out, right? Getting ready for competitions. And we put them, but then I see other kids from other schools, they're not even doing that. Like they're not even grinding. I mean, we would grind in the morning, like right before school, and then we grind after school. And then they're hitting bleachers, constantly, like up and down bleachers. I mean, these kids, we took kids with 0 wrestling skills that were supposed to be gang members, and we turned them into wrestlers. You know, and then even some of them, even when I coached the junior high school kids, we even went to sectionals, and some of those kids placed in sectionals, which is amazing because that school had no wrestling at all. They had a wrestling program. It stopped. I came in, took over head coach. We started a wrestling program. That's that red room I showed. Yeah. And then we took those kids, and there were some kids from some bad areas in San Jose. And it was just, they were fucking smoking kids.
Was that the one where you had the tournament at the portable?
No, that was a high school. We had tournaments in portable. We had a portable. We did whole wrestling tournaments, and they would get smashed, and you're like, "Oh shit, it's gonna go through the fucking floor."
Go through the floor, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
See,
Because we couldn't afford a wrestling room, so that's what we had.
I think, like I said, I'm partial to jiu-jitsu because that's what I've done pretty much half of my life. But I think jiu-jitsu is it's different. It's not Muay Thai. You're not standing up for 5 hours fighting. It's not wrestling where you're standing up pushing each other for the whole match.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu is a lot more like I use your momentum against me and use that to sweep you. I don't have to really force much. So the idea of like, oh, you need to have killer cardio kind of goes out the window. Like Nogi, like you look at like, again, the Gordon Ryan level guys, like that's a different story because those guys are all they do is eat, breathe, live jiu-jitsu. That's what they're doing.
Gymnasts more
Yeah.
than
Do you think
Exactly.
the locations count? Because
think
if you
so.
go to like you're a Modesto, right? And so you got more of like some hardcore people up there like training. But then if you go somewhere else, that's like, let's just say, no disrespect, but like a Los Gatos, right?
No, that's definitely, even anybody knows that one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good
No
example.
disrespect to them, but like if you go to Los Gatos and you're really, you know what I'm saying? Like you're going to tailor more towards your clientele because you don't want to lose them. But is that really, are we really cheating them out
But
of
see,
that?
that's my thing is like the warm-up, like again, the warm-up, like people make this excuse of like, oh, you're cheating the warm-up, so you're cheating yourself out of jiu-jitsu. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
What when I'm sparring, what part of me sparring has to do 25 jumping jacks, 25 fucking laps around a pool or a fucking mat? When in a jiu-jitsu mat am I going to be doing 30 push-ups?
Yeah, yeah.
Those movements don't help you. They don't help you with jiu-jitsu. Yeah, you get your body warmed up, but you get your body tired, so you're tired for jiu-jitsu. But like I said, this is just jiu-jitsu. I don't think the warm-ups matter. I think
How about the complainers?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, there's
there's
things we
complainers
do
and
with the
everything.
complainers.
Yeah,
They
I
dig
complain
holes for
about a lot of
people like
shit,
that.
Yeah.
but I think like jiu-jitsu should still be. It should come down to sparring. If you're sitting there sparring light and you're being like, it's again, I'm kind of impartial to it because I'm like, if you're hurt, I'm the kind of coach I'd rather you still show up and watch and at least train a little bit, but not hurt yourself more because some places will be like, oh, if you're hurt, you can't train.
Yeah, yeah.
You miss the warm up, you can't train.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But I'm like, people don't realize, like, again, if you're on like a Gordon Ryan level, you're a professional jiu-jitsu practitioner. You have no excuses. That's what you're doing. That's your job, basically.
Yeah, that's your money.
When you're just a hobbyist going once, twice a day, twice a week, something, you're paying them money to use their facility. If you show up 40 minutes late, okay, whatever. There's the whole like, oh, well, it's disrespectful thing. And maybe just because I'm younger, I don't let shit get under my skin. Like I haven't earned the respect stuff yet. So like I haven't been doing this for 40, 50 years. I don't have a lineage. I'm just a fucking white kid from Tracy that got into jiu-jitsu.
Well, you're a good teacher.
But that's why people like me though.
Yeah.
They either like me or hate me. Is they're like, oh, well, you're not respectful. It's like, well, I am. It's just I don't agree with certain things.
Yeah, you have your right to.
And
your
this
opinions.
and it's like I said, you always hear people say jiu-jitsu is a cult. Some places it's like that.
Yeah.
I prefer to be places that it's not like that.
Do you think? Oh, are you good with another question? I have one more question. Sorry.
You've had like 25 fucking questions there. Okay, I'm just sitting here. Like I might as
Go
well
ahead, shoot your question.
No,
shoot
go
your
for
shot.
it, go.
No, I'll ask
You're
you
on a
the next
roll.
one. Go ahead.
You're on a roll. I like giving you shit.
All right. So, do you think when it comes to, and you can answer this too, for your opinion on sports jiu-jitsu. So let's just say this: I missed 12 years of the sport, and it was like I was in a capsule. I was telling my wife this yesterday, and I come back to the sport and like MMA and stuff, and I see like there's a whole bunch of shit like I've never learned in my life, like the X guard, seeing the Gordon Ryan stuff, the way you do shit. You know, that's why I get excited when I go to your classes, and I'm like, yeah. And everything I try to do, I try to put it like it's a self-defense. Maybe it's just from my old job from like hooking and booking people.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out like a self-defense thing. But I'm thinking like, do you think like, because I think everything has changed, even like the respect and attitudes. But besides that, do you think sports jiu-jitsu is taken away from the self-defense part? What do you think? Like if you get into a street fight, are you really pulling X guard? You know, and then how many people, and there's people teaching like do this with the knife, and
So-
like for me, go ahead, sorry,
I'll get into that.
yeah,
I know he's gonna give a way more in probably
You don't know that.
colorful. But I'm gonna throw my zap out there. My answer is I don't think it's taking away because it's what you put into it that gets taken away. And if you're stupid enough to try and pull X guard on a guy that's going to kill you, then it wasn't X-Guard's fault. It was your fault for choosing to do that in a situation where you should have known to use self-defense jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And when you're on a mat, you can use sport jiu-jitsu. But I do think, like what I said earlier, I feel like it's applicable. When you understand something, you can apply it. And it doesn't have to be like black and white. It can be like a gray area of transitioning you from one position to another. And if X-Guard or something gives you the maneuverability or the space, the only space you might have with that opponent to get around them and take their back, then I say, fuck it, do it. But don't pull X-Guard and lay there and just,
But like, I know you're gonna get your answer, but just like how Bruce Lee had this whole theory of like, you just keep practicing this 1-inch punch, you're gonna get it, right? It's like it just becomes like this instinct, right? It's the same thing. Like if you do so much sports jiu-jitsu and you're doing all these crazy things, are you gonna you're just gonna do that in a street fight because you're so used to it, you know? Like, are you going to be pulling guard? And they're going to be like, because there's some people, if you see some jiu-jitsu guys who got in street fights, they do some wild shit, and you're like, oh.
Well, but think about people that do jiu-jitsu, like, or UFC, like, are those guys just going to get punched in the face because they want to go for a Kimura?
No, some UFC guys, if you look at some good UFC fighters that have been in bar fights, they're going straight, like.
But what I'm saying is, like, I don't think people are that stupid.
Yeah,
I mean, I know there are some really dumb people out there.
I was gonna say,
but I feel,
Ryan, you're underestimating some people.
But I do feel like when you're in a mode, I feel like, and you're trained, you don't think of moves like a playbook on Madden. It's just like a boxer. You know, when you're fighting, you don't think about the fight. You don't think about the punches you're gonna throw, right?
Yeah.
You're thinking like what you're doing and how you're moving, and that's how you're doing shit. So I feel like if you're doing that, why the fuck are you doing stuff that's not applicable to your situation?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a very like, I'm one of those guys, like, I will play devil's advocate for everything. This is one situation where, like, I agree with. That's why I say, like, in Modesto, what we'll do is when I start feeling like if we go over some fancy shit like X-Guard or like flying bullshit, whatever, just to show them how to do it, the next week, what I do is we have a little plastic knife. When they're middle of sparring, I'll walk by and throw the knife in the middle. I'll be like, knife, knife, knife. And then they have to go from, oh, shit, now this guy's got a knife. Like, if they're on the bottom, and 90% of the time, because they're so focused on the fancy shit, they'll forget that person has a knife, and they'll start going into stuff, and then they'll get like, I'll be like, oh, you just got stabbed. I'm like, why? And I'm like, and it's like anything else. It is one of those things you have to train for what you're going to do. And so I like doing a lot of sport jiu-jitsu shit. But I'm also, like you said, you have to know when to switch one on and one off.
Yeah.
If you go, like, say I pick a fight with Eric at the bar and then I just sit on my butt, I'm going to get kicked in the face.
Yeah.
I'm going to get kicked. That's like one of the biggest things in jiu-jitsu. Maybe.
That's one of
the biggest, like, I think controversies, like Mikey Musumeci is the pulling guard.
Yeah.
I think the pulling guard thing is one, like, if I'm just training jiu-jitsu, I don't want to fucking do takedowns. You know how tired my ass is going to be?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull guard. If I get into a fight in a street fight, I'm not going to fucking pull guard. You have to know when to switch it on, when to switch it off. It's just like if you're rolling with somebody on their first day versus when you're rolling with me. Are you going to roll with the first day guy the same way you roll with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I was like, Eric, I like it, dude. Eric's like, I'm going to fuck him up.
I was thinking about something I was going to ask you.
But I think jiu-jitsu now is catering more towards sport jiu-jitsu. Yeah. In case you guys don't know, Eric's been just drinking out of the bottle. That glass is just for show. Yeah. But I think one of the, like, big problems with jiu-jitsu right now is it's kind of turning into like how Taekwondo was, is a lot of people are like, I want the belt. I have a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Like, I can count on maybe like one hand.
I kind of did Taekwondo since I was 18. Sorry.
No, but like, you know how it was like in the 90s when it was like all the badass
talking
dudes?
about you, Eric.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No.
I like fucking
like the 90s Taekwondo area, like you look like the Taekwondo guys in the 90s, like they beat the shit out of me. But then it got just as everything does when it gets popular, it gets oversaturated, and then people see it as a money. That's the thing.
For sure.
People see it as a money thing, and then now you had one really, really good Taekwondo gym, but now there's 15 ones of guys that you don't know their lineage. It's like you don't know where they came from.
Yeah. But
they're teaching Taekwondo, and then you start walking around with like the little kid black belts. They're like, oh, I'd fucking take that kid's black belt in a heartbeat.
It was
You'll
like
be able to beat
the
me.
Chuck Liddell when he was doing karate back in the day. He was like fucking savage.
Yeah.
Now you see the karate guys are not as.
They don't do sparring. They just
don't
do
spar.
moves.
Yeah, and point.
But
There's got to be legit karate gyms. Where the fuck are they?
Let me see if you block this.
have you ever, Master,
What, of course.
Master
Is that
Ken?
the Hennessy?
Yeah,
Master Ken?
Where's that?
Master Ken? You know Master Ken?
No.
yeah, the guy that's in the.
The guy that has the fucking 2 black belts hanging off of his red belt?
Oh.
Yeah, he's
with
like,
the
Is he the big
with the
fat
t-shirt.
dude?
No, he's
is he the comedian guy?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's fucking funny. Look him up. If you
All
haven't
right,
heard
He's
Master
the one
Ken,
I
yeah.
sent it to you with Gordon was
With
Craig
the
Jones
with the Danaher Death Squad, where
Yeah.
he's like,
Oh,
that's not a
okay.
knife. This
Yeah,
is a
that's not a
knife.
knife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a real
okay.
karate
Yeah,
place.
because a lot of people like there's a lot of things that people are saying on this on the internet. Like you'll see these examples and I just laugh at a lot of them. But like for me, if I'm engaging with someone, I'm not gonna like if I'm working. If I was working and you come at me with a knife, I'll fucking pull a gun at your face.
Well,
You know?
Yeah.
that's what I was
Like-
gonna. That's one of the
Right.
things I forgot to go into was like, Charles does his like self defense course
Yeah.
stuff, and one thing I like about his self defense course, he shows these moves with like knives and guns and stuff like that. But he also prefaces like, if they want your wallet, if they want your
Yeah,
phone,
just give it
give
to
them
them.
your
Yeah.
wallet, give them your phone. If they walk up and say, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you," this is a last resort for you to use it. I'm not going to run up to somebody that's pointing a gun at me and try to take it from them. That's just asking for me to get shot or somebody else around me to get
Yeah.
shot. And I think that's where the self-defense in sport jiu-jitsu comes into play, is people are like, oh, I do jiu-jitsu. I can handle this knife. I can handle this gun. And I think who was it? Tim Kennedy with the expo marker.
God.
Oh
The
yeah.
expo
Oh, and
marker.
you
He's
see-
like, hey,
yeah.
pretend this is a
That guy's
knife.
dope
It's
with that
shorter.
shit, yeah.
And the guy was like, it was some dude that did like some karate something. He's like, I can take the knife away from you. Yeah, he got the knife away from it, but then you look at his body. He's got marks all over. He's got it on his
Dead.
neck. He's got it on his
Yeah,
stomach.
that's
and
that's
he's
what I
like,
like about him. It's
that's-
like it's the tactical world is like you're bringing that real life concept like into
Yeah.
the tactical world. Like, okay, you want to fuck around, like try to take my gun off my fucking hip, like, and then next thing you know, you're going for that gun and you're really wrestling for your gun.
yeah.
And like that has to be like, like the situations have to be really close. I try to do that
Yeah.
with my dog training, right? I'll get a dog and I'll be like, I'm going to send my dog. And I see all these other videos. People are sending their dogs in. It's like, why are you sending your dog? You're not a fucking cop. You don't need to send your dog in to go do this full fucking bite, right?
Yeah.
If the guy's coming at you, that's different. But if the guy has a knife, give him some warnings, fucking bounce.
Yeah.
Why are you going to send your dog on a fucking guy with a knife fight? If your family's in danger, that's a whole different situation.
And that's what I
now.
say. Like, unless you are backed into a corner with a knife against your
Yeah,
neck,
sometimes
saying,
get
"Hey,
the
I'm
fuck
gonna
out.
kill you,"
Yeah.
if you can leave.
Yeah, because if you send your dog on a bite and it's like, I'm going to send my fucking dog and, you're in an alley and the guy's like, just come at you. Now the guy got a knife. Now he's stabbing your dog and now you got to get the fucking
Now you
dog.
got to either
You
go
always
away
have a
and leave your
bigger
dog, or you
situation.
got to go get your dog.
Yeah,
which-
I think you always got to think worst case scenario when it comes to that for sure, because
And then,
it's like all the time in your head, you're listening to some music, you're like, man, I'll John Wick that mother. Dude, guess what? If he fucking chokes you out, guess who's next? Your wife,
Dude,
kids.
That's
No,
and that's
that-
you
what's that?
can't-
What's that saying? If one guy can hold you down, two can rape you, or something like
Oh
that.
yeah.
dude, I've been in fights with guys on PCP and it's a whole
Oh
different
fuck.
level,
Well,
dude.
that's different.
A whole different level. Like, I showed you that video. I'm holding the guy down. And it's a whole different game. Like PCP, they're on meth or whatever. I mean, they're like the strength.
Then you need the gun. Then you
Yeah,
need
yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Well,
taser ain't
even the
working.
gun. Even the gun.
taser's like,
Well, the taser ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much detail, but even the taser wasn't working.
Well, look at those dudes on like
Taser's
PCP
never
though, in
worked
like
on
those.
Iraq and Afghanistan. Those guys were getting shot, and they get shot 16 times, and were still coming at
Oh,
you because their
dude.
bodies were like they were.
Are you talking about the dudes who got shot in the head too,
Yeah,
right?
and they
Where
kept
was this
going.
at?
I've seen
Like
that.
Iraq, Afghanistan, they were
Were they
on
on
like
drugs?
They were on like PCP and
They're-
some
They're,
like some
they're
other stuff.
headshots, and they were walking another 4 feet, maybe.
Yeah, before they died,
and
they
holding
literally
the gun
didn't.
till.
Yeah,
Too.
And there were like the insurgents.
yeah.
And then they
Oh,
collapsed. But it's
No,
like,
the
what
U.S.
fuck?
military was
Oh.
on PCP.
Hey, hey, look.
It's CIA stuff. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, it's overseas. We don't know anything
Yeah.
about that.
But no. So like I've in Modesto, where we're at in Modesto is not a particularly nice area. Like it's a nice area, but we're right down the street from the hospital, so everybody that's drug overdose gets released there.
Yeah.
So I've gotten into multiple fights with like homeless guys at jiu-jitsu, like waiting like before kids classes and stuff. Not like
so
fights, like I'm
dirty.
picking on them.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though, is like
You get hip. for getting
I'm like,
bit.
in my mindset, I'm
AIDS.
not thinking this guy's here, I got to drag him out. I'm like, oh, I'm going to pull guard and butt scoot towards him. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to keep my distance, keep him away. And I'm like, I don't know if he's got a knife. So one of the situations, I know we're not supposed to be talking about serious. It's not really serious. It's kind of funny. This fucking dipshit. He's sitting in there. I'm like, hey, you need to leave. I got kids coming in like 30 minutes, and he's just ignoring me. So he's sitting in a chair. So I walk up behind him, pull the chair back, tip him out of the chair, and he starts like yelling at me. He goes up to our sign up forms, and he's throwing the pen at me. And I'm like, dude, you need to leave. You need to leave. Won't leave. So finally, I grab him by the shirt, walk him out the door. When I walk him out the door, dude reaches, swings. Charles Gracie self-defense course. Fucking did. I fucking blocked it. Fucking drove him through the wall. Or not through the wall, through the door. Got out I put it through the window. I got out through the door, and we're in the parking lot, and I'm holding this guy down. I'm on mount, and I'm like, dude, stop. He's still trying to hit me. Dude fucking takes a chunk right here, bites my hand.
Hepatitis shit.
And I was like, So I hit him once, twice, and he starts reaching in his pocket. And this is where like the you have to realize the self-defense thing comes in. Is I'm like, oh shit, this guy's hand's in his pocket. My first instinct is I need to get this guy's hand out of his pocket up where I can see it. So that's where you start working those arms and getting the arms up and staying low. But I'm also worrying about this dude fucking biting me. And I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna get AIDS and fucking all this shit. And then
he hasn't brushed his teeth for like fucking a year.
That's the thing. But it's like we've been talking about this whole time is there's that switch.
Yeah.
There's sport jiu-jitsu, there's self-defense jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't happy time.
No. Yeah, I'm not like, oh, I'm listening to fucking Flashdance.
My son's listening over here. He's like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, Modesto's bad. Modesto's bad. And then
he's like, that guy should get checked, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure
I did. I went to the hospital, got blood work done and everything.
Rightly so.
But it's funny, though. Like, this is the only serious thing I'll talk about because I'm a fucking comedian. But I almost got arrested for that because they said because I'm a black belt, even though he hit me first and was biting me, I shouldn't have been able to punch him because I was able to control him until the cops came.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were
but that's a
black belt.
California.
I didn't know you were a black belt.
Was in his gi?
I was in my gi.
You had your belt on too?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It was fucking, funny, dude.
He's tying it. He's all, let's fucking
It was funny when he punched me. I didn't have my gi on. I had it in my backpack, and I'm like, it's like one of those like fucking costumes. Just fucking threw it on real quick.
You should have came out like Mr. Can, dude.
Yeah, right.
So if you could do it again, would you put the belt on? Well, actually,
no. If I could have done it again, I would have set my phone on, and then I would have tied it over my head like fucking Rambo and just record it and have it on a video. Yeah.
And then you go to bed like Charles Gracie, volume 1.
Yeah, right. Yeah. My instructional of real life self-defense.
Yeah, that's
like,
dope, dude.
It's shit like that, like the little subtle hands in the pocket. I guarantee, like I grew up with like my family had some law enforcement. I grew up around law enforcement people, so I learned some stuff. And like I was always watching, like learning like Krav Maga stuff too, like the dudes that are like actually like, hey, we're gonna defend. Like this is how you're gonna kill somebody with a weapon. And so I watched a lot of stuff, and it's kind of like I'm nowhere near law enforcement, none of that stuff, no military, nothing. But you kind of realize the difference in sport jiu-jitsu when you go, oh, this guy's got his hand in his pocket. It's like police. You see a guy with his fucking hand in his sweatshirt pocket or under his shirt. You're like, there's only one thing. Oh, that guy's got a gun. What am I going to do about it?
Well, we see a lot of videos too. Some cops, they don't train at all.
They're oblivious. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like what scares me is the content people are putting out online.
Detroit, dust.
Yeah, or just showing that you can do this move and it's going to save you in a knife fight or gunfight, and that's what's scary because realistically, real life, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like that might not work. It's the same thing.
And I'm just one of those fucking guys too. It's just I'm a firm believer of Darwinism, so I'm okay with people making those mistakes because that's the way other people learn. And I hate to say it, but if you're that asshole, then that's your fucking problem.
He's so violent, dude.
Ryan's
not violent at all. I don't need to reserve. Well, I don't need waves. I don't have hair. I don't need waves. The only reason you have a do-rag is for the waves.
Strickland did it.
Yeah.
Well, Strickland's on some other shit though. No, but I mean,
I got before. He's like, we're gonna keep it nice and light. Like,
no, I didn't say that. I said other things, but I didn't say light. No, but what I'm saying is like I'm just that type of person. I only have so much energy in a day, and I'm not just gonna go handing out like Mother Teresa. I'm not one of those people. There's a lot of good people out there that can do that for you, but that's just not me.
Yeah.
Like I live in the real world. I for the people that are close to me, for the people I care about, I give that love to. But for the everyday idiot, like absolutely not. I can't have empathy for every little problem in the world because I'm gonna be a fucking wreck, dude. And it's at the end of the day, this comes from a place of like I'm hypersensitive about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So I have to control what I care about for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm reacting to all this shit. I'm in a bad mood because of all this shit. I can't even watch the news anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
that's-
I was just
yeah.
saying, like,
I have to remove myself from shit and caring about a lot of other shit because
I was just pretty much speaking
Taxing.
in general because I know a guy who put a video out recently, and I don't want to say his name, but I know him really good. And
Jeff.
No.
I'm just kidding. I don't-
He's
I don't
not
even
even
know
in
who
this
it is.
area.
Paul Epley.
He's not even in this area. Well, he was talking about like doing some elbow strikes on a wrestler, and I'm like, it's like that type of content. Someone's shooting on you, you're gonna do like, yeah, like it's just.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like for
that's
you
so
to have that.
blatantly dumb, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, there's
it's
some
not
good
even
fucking
that.
wrestlers
It's
out there.
like you gotta plus like if you like relating it to like, oh well, it's a street fight thing. If somebody does that, it's like you're gonna have the time when that guy shoots to be able to go, oh, I can elbow him before you're on the
Oh no,
ground.
dude, double leg shooting around.
That's some of the. As I said,
Like imagine that.
But to add to it, let's just say you saw that video. You're not going to go out and try it.
yeah,
You got to go try it at the gym,
Speak for
right? And if
yourself.
you're going to go out and try it,
Speak for
you're going to
yourself.
fucking shoot
you'll
the
be on a
fucking...
bar. Hey,
Come here real
I
quick.
saw a 30-second video.
Yeah.
I watched John Wick 4.
Yeah. There's a lot of Krav
I got
Maga
my
in that,
staccato
probably.
right
Hey,
here.
well,
Let's
we
go.
can do like what's that movie that when we were talking about the fighting movie with John?
Bloodsport?
Yeah, dude, we just take you
Yeah.
to a bar and be like,
Kumite?
hey, go fight that guy.
Yeah,
Go fuck that guy.
I think
Go fuck that guy up.
Yeah,
my thing with the whole like the like
Hennessy.
informational
Hennessy.
the informational videos that are like not informational is unless like we train jiu-jitsu. Even if you're a white belt, you train jiu-jitsu or any martial art, you can look at it and be like, oh, that's stupid. But to people that have only seen martial arts in John Wick
Yeah.
movies, which John Wick, by the way, I mean he actually learned
Yeah, from the shot of
jiu-jitsu
it.
Yeah.
learned jiu-jitsu for the movie, which made it realistic. But at the same time, he's not gonna be fucking arm barring somebody from guard while he's shooting somebody. Like you wouldn't do that in a real life scenario,
No.
right? But people that watch that and then they go watch these videos like fucking Dust, where it's like, oh, this guy's got a gun to the back of your head. You reach behind, grab it,
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah.
You're getting shot
It's
in
like-
the head.
so
You're getting shot in the
stupid.
head.
Well, you know, I mean, but it's like pro wrestling. I mean, you're gonna hold the wrestlers accountable for fucking doing sharpshooters and
Iron
shit.
Claw was saying it was pretty real, dude.
Well, no, that's different though.
Dude, I saw the snake charmer one where that dude was like, and the guy was hypnotized. It's real shit. Dude. I don't know what to
No,
talk
but
about.
but I mean, how dumb are we? And I guess this is going against
I'm
what I was
very
saying
dumb.
earlier. I was saying people aren't that stupid, but
No,
people, are
fucking.
that fucking stupid to really think.
People do. Dude.
I watched a
Wait, am I
30-second
allowed-
clip and I'm
Can I say
trained.
the R word or no? Is that
No, you
banned?
can say it, yeah.
People are fucking retarded.
Oh, they
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
They're
for
fucking
sure.
retarded.
Well, I saw a video of this guy. He's like teaching how to strike, and he's holding mitts way out here, holding mitts out
He's-
here.
yeah.
here.
So you're gonna
You
fight
see the
like
video?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Disco
dude,
dance
what
fighting?
the fuck are you teaching? You know, like that, and people are paying for this.
But once again, and you're right, they're crooks. But how fucking dumb? You're paying $180 a month, and you're going like, even if you don't know how to fight,
Yeah.
if you're going like that, you know you're not doing shit.
But it's
Right?
but
The person's
you,
right in front
you
of you.
say that, but then again, like I was saying, is we're in the sport. You know, like you look on the outside in, you're like, oh, this shit's stupid. Nobody would ever fucking do that. But like a lot of people, like I know how to work on cars. You know how many people take their cars to a
yeah.
mechanic and the mechanic goes, oh, you need this.
Oh, yeah,
In
for sure.
reality, you don't need any of it.
Oh, yeah.
But are you going to be able to know
Right.
that it's fake?
Yeah.
It may look like, to me, I'm going to be like, what are you fucking idiot for? Your tires are brand new. Why'd you buy 4 new tires?
Yeah, yeah.
But to somebody that's not savvy or doesn't know the subject,
Right.
to you, you're like, oh, I'm going to trust this professional, which obviously we know they're not professionals. People looking out that have no experience,
Yeah.
they kind of don't.
But like you just said, that's a general rule of thumb. So you should be able to apply that to.
yeah. But again,
Everything.
all of that
You know?
comes back to people are retarded.
But
That's just what it is.
but
Oh, I've seen those schools too, like the fake black belts.
yeah.
But see, do you feel bad?
I got mine on
Do you feel
Amazon,
bad for those people,
$29.99.
though?
No,
Or do
I
you
don't.
think-
I don't feel.
I don't think
bad.
you just think it's annoying that these guys are putting out snake oil.
Well, it's gonna
Bullshit.
get
Yeah,
I
bullshit
think
product,
bullshit.
right?
it's the
I
annoying
agree
part.
with that.
Yeah,
I just-
I've just been in a lot.
there are a
of
lot of-
fucking situations. I'm like, I don't know
Well,
if that's gonna work.
The
you know?
annoying part
Yeah.
is it's gonna get somebody killed.
Yeah, that's a part. Yeah,
That's like I said, we go back to like Charles's thing is he ahead of time says, hey, like if you can run away or just if they say give me your phone is not worth your life.
No.
I don't care if somebody says give me your whole life savings. You can
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
find people to help you. You can get
Insurance.
back. You got insurance. Even if you don't, would you rather say, oh, this guy died protecting $150,000
Yeah.
car versus oh he left behind a daughter and a daughter and a
Right,
wife. It's stuff like that, and he's always good at saying like, hey, if you can run away or give them what they want, do it. It's not worth your life. The only time you use that stuff, which you train for, is if it's like, I have a knife to your neck saying, I'm going to kill you for no reason. There is no way out of it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Or you're kidnapped by the cartel and you have no way of getting out. I'm just getting so dark right now.
Dude.
Hence, remember that conversation we had about why I don't go to any other countries?
Yeah.
My white ass to get kidnapped
So we'll
right
shift
away.
right now, though.
I'm getting dark,
We're
Ryan.
going to shift.
So now we're going to talk
Ryan,
about the
I'm going
cartel.
dark on you,
I know,
dude.
I got to shift it. So what's one song or an artist that's completely different from everything else you listen to?
Oh, fucking.
Kind of like stands out.
You listen to hard rock?
I listen to everything.
Like alternative and...
I listen to everything except rap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're country? Are you country?
I listen to country
Okay.
music. I listen to like 50s bebop. I listen to like, again, growing up with grandparents, I learned like, my first guitar song I learned how to play was Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Berry's
But
sick.
one song that I have that everybody fucking hates, and I will die on this hill, that is a fantastic fucking song, is Heaven is a Place on Earth by Belinda Carlisle.
Oh, man. You know what that reminds me of? That movie American Wedding?
Yep.
The dance battle part,
that
right?
that fucking song is one of the
That's
best
fucking
songs
hilarious.
of all time, and I play it in jiu-jitsu, and people get so mad.
You play some cool...
I play some New Kids on the Block. Like,
Yeah.
I like playing shit that gets people like. I don't like jiu-jitsu being so serious. Like when I was growing up, and then again, this goes back to the respect thing, which I guess maybe some people can see it as disrespectful. But for me, jiu-jitsu is like a sport. It's like a hobby. It's fun. I'm not trying to be professional. I like to make sure that it's fun for other people. So yeah, it may come off as like disrespectful because then we're fucking sparring and then we're listening to fucking La Chona or something. Fucking,
Yeah.
Or fucking Rebecca Black.
Or Rebecca Black. Yeah, fucking Call Me Maybe.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, or shit like that.
You like Taylor Swift?
I don't like Taylor.
Here's the thing I think that's positive about that, though. Like, you're breaking down that awkward barrier of, and this is what I think is cool, is you're making everyone look silly so no one can feel silly.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
like,
and if it takes that out of it, then no one's going to feel, oh, I'm the idiot here. And, well, we're all the idiots here.
yeah.
What's that? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was doing a circular move.
Oh,
That was
He
it.
was
I was
adjusting.
just animating
He was
with the-
adjusting the dude. The
I was
dude pattern.
animating.
when you walk into a bar, what's the first thing people look at you? What do you think they think?
Oh no, I've had them tell me. I've literally walked into a bar. So side note, my girlfriend, best girlfriend in the world, awesome. Make sure you watch this. Love you. Her mom works at a bar, and I went to that bar, and that was the first bar I've ever been to. Like I never drank because I was always in like competition mode. So I never, like, all the kids went to parties, I was at jiu-jitsu. Kids went to prom, I was at jiu-jitsu. I literally would skip school sometimes and go to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So I never got that experience. So I went to a bar with her, and she was like, "You want to go with me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." First day I go in there, dude sitting next to me, random ass dude, never seen him before in my life, goes, "Are you a white supremacist?"
That's what you get, huh?
And I was like, "No."
I didn't think you were. I thought you were a cop when I first met you.
No, so people ask me if I'm military a lot, and I'm like,
Oh,
I
I
don't
thought
fucking,
that too.
I don't
Yeah.
fucking,
I
look,
thought-
I
I
don't
thought
think
you were
I look
military.
like that. Like I see, like I know some of the guys, I'm like, those guys are fucking me up. I'm
Yeah.
not that way, but yeah, fucking white supremacist all the time. And then
Really?
one of the, and it like
All the time?
all the time.
Well, if you and Ryan kind of walked in the place together. Let me see.
Dude,
Look
if
at
we
me. Look at
Dude,
me.
if I'm a white
we look
supremacist,
like
I'm like
we're-
the IT
No, just look at me real quick. Just
department
look at me real
of
quick.
He's hacking.
He's like the guy from you guys. Yeah, let's take a
Fucking-
picture of this.
Oh, I have a
Dude,
bald
somebody
head.
somebody that's not white walks in, alarm just goes off.
like-
Please
Look at
leave.
Eric. I could totally stereotype you right now, but it's not going to make me look good
Dude,
at all.
hey, I'm just saying right
It would be
now.
funny,
I'll
though.
call her, though. That's-
Oh, I know, but it'd be perfect. I was going to say, I got a
Right
feather in
now-
the other room.
Right now, dude, it looks
What
like
a
we're
dick.
it
Told
looks
you.
like we're about to set up American History X in here. That's what it looks like.
it
Right
kind
now.
of looks.
Hey, the purple is nice. I
So-
got some
yeah,
I'm
colors
the
here.
brown guy. I'm the brown guy in this mix.
I was trying to put you in the middle. I guess I am maybe a white
Can you
supremacist.
imagine how that would look? Me
Oh,
in the
dude.
middle.
That's why I told
That'd
him
be
before.
fun.
So when you got here, I was like,
People's
dude, we
minds
should
would
put,
explode.
I was like, we should put Eric in the middle. It'd be funny to just stare at him the whole
No,
time like this.
just-
Yeah. But no, so the way
our
I like
lips.
the way it got like, and I always joked, like people always joked about that when I was
Those
a
got me
kid. Like I
nervous
looked
now.
like a white supremacist, especially like with my hair shaved
Oh, yeah,
without
that's
the
pretty.
beard.
I
fucking
saw that
100
the other day. I
degrees
was like,
outside.
and I never had a beard too. So when I did this, I was just clean shaven
Yeah.
and
I
tattooed.
feel like that's worse when you're clean shaven.
It is.
Right?
It looks like
Yeah.
I look like a Nazi. And where it kind of got cemented was one day we were. I was there after my girlfriend left, and this fucking actual like dude sits up next to me, and I'm like, this dude's like skinhead, like shaven, like with a razor, and I'm like, looking at him, I'm like, oh shit, dude, this guy's gonna think I'm one of them. And he starts sitting there, and he's like,
Like he wants to
starts
talk
like
to
whistling
you.
Dixie
Yeah.
songs. I'm like, fuck, dude. And so I'm like
Trying to
sitting
get
on
your
my phone,
attention.
and he fucking buys me a shot. He's like, hey, here you go. I'm like,
Trying to recruit you.
well, I was like, thanks. And he fucking literally goes and he looks at me and he's like, of course. Fucking SS tattooed on his neck. I'm like, oh fuck,
man.
dude. He's like, hey, but this is one of the things that I like people like me for is I get along with everybody.
Yeah, you do.
I can
Yeah.
get along with. I don't care if you're
That's
black,
a good.
red,
That's
purple,
a survival
blue.
tactic, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
not even that. Like,
Well,
and I hate people too. I hate people, but I get along with everybody.
I don't think there's a racist bone in your body. Like ever since I met you, we've been
well,
cool. You know?
I'm very racist. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I'll be as
I
the
make-
white guy. I'll endorse that statement.
Ryan starts scooting away from me a little bit. He's like,
oh, maybe.
No,
He's one of the good ones, guys. He's
No,
one of the good
Like
ones.
my
Like-
son's just looking like, what the fuck?
no,
What am I
like
doing
I
here?
make some racist ass jokes, but it's all like I'm one of those people. Like if I make a joke towards somebody and then somebody comes like, "Well, you fucking cracker," I start laughing. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. I don't take offense to
Yeah.
it. Words
Yeah.
only hurt if you let them hurt you.
Oh, I got
And like
friends
I'm
that-
not walking around like I'll make my jokes are comedic. I'm not just walking around being like racist 24/7.
I got white friends. They make brown jokes all the time.
Well,
and it's hilarious.
yeah,
we
it's-
go back
it's
and forth
funny.
with each other.
And like
you
I
gotta
said,
break that wall down.
Yeah.
you know how many white friends I actually have? My
Wow.
boss.
I'm the same.
My
as you.
boss and
boss.
Paul. My boss and Paul.
Yeah.
All of my other friends are either Mexican ex gangbangers
Those are good people.
or like Portuguese people or like just like hardcore like rednecks.
Yeah,
Pretty much
yeah.
all alcoholics.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Where do you think I met them all? At
Well,
the
the
bar?
Portuguese,
Yeah.
you know, I like that.
Have
But
you
it's
Uh-huh.
it's like people get so offended now. Like if I'm like
They're just being soft.
it's
Yeah.
what it is. It's they never got like the comedic. Like these, a lot of them are the kids in school. Like they did. Like I got picked on a lot in school, but
Mhm.
like it was jokes.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
jokes.
I
Stuff
think,
like
I think it's
that. Yeah.
maturity too. Like
Yeah,
I've had people talk shit, and I'm like, oh,
I'm
why
secure with
is-
myself. You can say whatever
Yeah,
you want.
one of my buddies actually moving to New York, and you met him at the fights at my house. White dude, nurse.
Yeah. He's
He
super cool.
when I first met him, he was one of my clients, and he dropped a brown joke right away, and I was like, oh, what's this? You know, I kind of laughed, then went about my day. But as I got to know him, that's his personality. Like we connected and we became
Yeah.
super cool, But that's just the way he got. That's just his.
But see, the thing
personality.
is like
I can make fun of him all day. He's just cool
Exactly.
with it,
it's the people that try and hide their problems and hide their
Yes.
their set. What are they called? Like not setbacks, but like their cracks in their armor and shit. People that hide all that those are the ones you got to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
People that
it's-
aren't real up front and. Well, I mean, but then there's the Nazi guy. He's a little too upfront. Like he clearly was
but
like,
see,
look
but
at
then
yeah,
at the
he's
end of the
showing
day,
that
though,
stuff,
but at
yeah.
the end of the day, like he is, but he's not.
But he wasn't going around.
It.
He wasn't bullying people.
No,
I guess. Either,
and
but-
like I was telling, like, because he was asking me. I remember Eric was asking me, like, "Hey, we gotta go to that bar one day." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I've drove by it, and it kind of looks like an Okie place." I'm like, "Dude, there's like the cook,
Oh, yeah, I was
the
kinda
main
worried.
cook's like the main cook's a hella cool Mexican dude that I go, we
yeah.
go hang out. We literally
There's-
hang out with him all the time.
Because I have experience. There's two
Yeah.
bars. One I went to was a country bar way down towards Hollister.
That
Like
sounds-
some fucking.
yeah.
I seen a little Mexican dude in there with a hat on, and
See, you're
there was
good
a
if
bunch
there's
of
a
white
Mexican-
dudes.
Mexican
No, it was
dudes
only
in
one.
there.
It was a white dude.
He's,
in there.
That's
he's,
scary.
He's,
That's
he's
scary.
over here like
Armor
this. He's
on
like,
him, I was like, I'm out.
Oh, fuck
like,
that.
he's like,
Yeah.
Even I don't want to go in there.
And then the other time when I was bounty hunting, we went to a bar. It was like towards Reading, I think, or somewhere out
That's
there.
There's some
Scary out there,
Okies
too.
out there.
We went to
Reading.
we
Even
went
I
to
don't go to Reading.
Yeah, we went to a bar and they were screaming some stuff on the microphone, yelling,
Yeah.
throwing glasses. And like
Yeah.
I was like, I got to get out. And then two white ladies came up to me and they were like talking to me. I'm like, oh, you're just trying to fill me out so you can like want to get jumped. So I was like, oh, let's get back to the hotel room because that's where we got our weapons at, So went right across the street. But it
What a
was like
life.
those are only two.
Yeah, and like,
See,
like
and
I
isn't
said,
it fun to just go to a bar and drink and not have to worry like killing and dying? That's fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
That's- And it's just and I'm not giving you shit. I'm saying that's just you going somewhere. That's not even you
Yeah, I was
causing
working.
a
I
problem.
was working after hours. And we just happened to go in there.
That sucks, man. See, I don't have to deal with that shit. And
Yeah.
I obviously, but it's like I really don't understand it. I don't know what it's like to go somewhere and feel like you gotta get your way out of the debt that society put you in that situation.
See, I'm one of like on that subject. I'm one of those people like if I make a racist joke or I make a gay joke or something and you get offended by it, you just tells me that that's not somebody I need to know.
Exactly.
So like if I walk up to Eric and I make a joke and he's like makes one back, I'm like, all right, this is a cool dude. I know if I say, hey, your jiu-jitsu sucks, you're not gonna get mad and try to shoot me. You're gonna be like, okay, what can I do to get better?
Yeah.
And like that's what I like about this bar goats. Like I was telling him is like there's all walks of people that come in there.
Yeah.
We had one day these fucking fucking like gang banging white dudes came in there, drink a whole bottle of Hennessy, and I'm like, these guys don't fit any fucking group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the end of the night, I was buying him shots, they were buying me shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just
cool.
one of those things. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many we've had fucking Hell's Angels, fucking Nortes that are in there. Like they all, as long as you're cool with them and
They're
you don't
cool
go
with
out
you.
of your way, they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's when I
exactly.
live my life.
Most of the
by.
people are not even tripping on you. They're
No.
just like, whatever. I think it's us. You know, I get like that too because I'm all tatted. And so I walk into a bar.
You look like a threat.
Yeah. I see people looking at me. But then as the day goes, they know, oh, this guy's just cool. He's with his wife.
Exactly, yeah.
He's just chilling, you know.
Well,
But
shit.
it's also me. I'm like, what the fuck's he
I think it
looking at?
helps.
Yeah, and then, but it's not like, yeah, like you said, though, is like, you don't want to be fucking, if Ryan walks into jiu-jitsu one day and I'm just sitting there like this, staring at me, he's not going to feel comfortable.
No.
He's going to be like, what the fuck did I do?
So I have a code with my wife.
I'm
I'll
not
just
that
say,
comfortable.
I'll say red light, and she knows we got to go.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, red light, we got to go. You know, she knows we're heading home.
So
You
green
know?
light.
She's all green light, we're staying, bitch.
Yeah. Overruled.
We're staying, you go.
You're buying the shots.
That's your fucking problem. You got
Yeah.
a problem with them.
That thought
Dang,
process.
that's funny. I like that.
That thought process is how I like to teach. Like I
Yeah.
like to make everybody feel comfortable. Some people don't feel that way.
Yeah.
But those are the kinds of people that already have like not personal issues, but they're already like they're sensitive. And it like I'm not a sensitive person. Like you can come in here, you can beat me up, say whatever you want. I'll be like, I'll shake your hand after, cool, whatever. But when I teach, I like to make everybody feel like they're stupid. It's gonna sound fucked up, but I like to make everybody think like they're stupid, like you said, because then you're not looking at Ryan going, "Oh, this guy doesn't know the fucking move." You could be doing the move completely 100% correct. I'll walk over and be like, "Dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You fucked up completely." And then when you hear that, they're like, "Oh, he fucked up." And then I go over to you and I say it to you. You're like, "Oh shit, we both fucked up." And now you guys can go, "Hey, what did we do wrong?" And you start talking and working. And nobody feels like when he was doing the calf slicer, it took him 35 minutes almost to do
That's
it,
the
right?
same classer, same calf slicer, Mikey. Mikey.
It was pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Similar, yeah. I think
Yeah.
the
It was
following
pretty
week,
similar.
Mike
He
did
fell
something
on
for
it a little
Mexico.
bit different.
Yeah.
But when he was doing that, like, I don't like to make a scene like, why aren't you doing it right? Because everyone's
Yeah.
going to be staring at him. He's not going
Yeah.
to do better that way.
No.
Yeah,
I
know.
go, no, you're fine. Just do it.
Well, yeah, there's a level of like shame, and then there's a level of accountability, and I feel
Yeah.
like you had the accountability side of it, and it was like we're being accountable that we're not doing it properly. We need to correct
Well,
it.
like
Well, not
takedown
even
today, like takedown, I didn't get, I didn't do it right, you know. So I was like, hey, how do I do it, you know? Because like, I'm like, I didn't know how to.
Even
do it.
I was doing
But you
a
did
bunch
it
of things.
perfect on me. I was
Well,
like, what the
no,
fuck?
but there was a lot of things I didn't do right, and we had to adjust it. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't gripping the hand right,
See,
and those little nuances and things you got to fix.
I think
are
you threw
always
my.
there.
I think you're the one that threw my hip out.
He probably
Maybe.
did, dude.
Yeah.
He was trying to find. He was trying to find.
I asked you if I hurt you, and you were like, "Ah."
Yeah,
Dude, what the fuck noise is that? Stop doing that. You're scaring the shit out
I
of
do
me.
it to everybody,
Dude,
dude.
but every time we roll, I'm like, I swear like I tear his tendons and fucking.
I do it so
hostile
loud
him.
sometimes. I'm like, ah, and everyone's like,
One
what
time
the
when you
fuck?
remember when you were fucking around, that was pretty
everyone
funny.
got
though.
quiet. Dude,
That was
everyone's
funny.
like, what happened?
That was funny.
Yeah,
I did it yesterday too. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Now you
Get
just
on
got
to-
Now you just got to keep.
You just
doing
got to keep
it.
doing it.
Yeah.
That's
I think
one
that's
thing.
your thing.
When I'm sparring, like one thing people get pissed off is like if I get on mount or something, I'll get in their ear and I'll just start singing.
Yeah.
Like I'll start singing whatever song. It can be death metal or like it'll be like Heaven Is a
But I'm
Place
scared
on
no one's
Earth.
gonna believe me one day.
I think
if
it's
really got hurt.
scarier if it's
You
not
cry
death
wolf.
metal.
It is, and
Death
it's
metal's
funny.
probably
Like
more
like
calming.
not Backstreet Boys, NSYNC is what we listen to in Modesto. Like I'll be sitting, I'll get on mount and I'll be like right up here next to somebody's ear. And I'm like, bye. Right before I choke them.
See, that's terrifying.
And it's fucking, it's
Yeah.
creepy, right? But
That
like
fucks
stuff
with
like
you.
that, or like joking around, like even if you're like, oh, people are like, oh, what happened? And then you laugh about it afterwards.
The next-
stuff like that.
The next bar fight, I hope you don't get one, but if you ever do get in a bar fight, I want you to do this. I want you to walk up to them, get them in a little wrestling, get them in a collar tie, pull them put some dude powder, pull them in close to you, say bye, and give him a kiss on his cheek.
Yeah.
Just give him a kiss on his
And then
cheek.
as I'm walking away, as I'm backing up, staring at him,
yeah,
powder.
dude powder.
dude, powder right in the face.
And then maybe reapply some lipstick. Fuck.
Oh man,
If that doesn't get you,
pocket sand.
if that doesn't get you beat up, then we didn't do our
I'd
job.
be
they're like,
shot.
what'd you get
Yeah.
arrested for? I threw powder in
There's
his face.
dude powder in some dude's face and put lipstick on him. Yeah,
That's rough. That's a lot of
No.
culture to be thrown at someone.
Yeah, dude.
But,
Even I'd want to be like, kick his
But
ass.
yeah, right.
I really enjoy your teaching though. Like
Yeah,
I really
and-
do, man.
People love it or hate it, and I'm very open
It's
ahead
exciting.
of. I'm very
Yeah.
open, like ahead of class. Like I tell the first day there, I say, hey, if you have a complaint, I'm one of those people. I'm a fucking adult, which
Yeah.
that's why I hang. Like I don't have any friends that are my age. They're all older than me because I just don't get along with a lot of people my age because they don't have the same thought process. Like if you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna go block you on everything. I'm never gonna talk to you again. I'm gonna start talking shit about you. Yeah. Like if you have a problem with me, I'd rather you come talk to me so I can figure out what I need to do to make it where you're more comfortable and I'm more comfortable. At the end of that conversation, I might say, well, fuck you. I don't know what your problem is. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
But I'm also very open when I say that, like, hey, if you don't like me, just let me know or just avoid me.
I think that's cool because it's accountability.
Yeah,
you're
like,
also
I know
saying maybe I did something wrong.
I mean, we're older. You can always hang out with us, but I'm in bed. I'm taking my medicine at 9. I'm in bed by 10. As long as you're cool with that, we can hang.
We're good, dude. Yeah, we're good. As long as there's sleep
like
powder,
a baby tonight.
Dude, I gotta get my medicine at 9 and be asleep by 10. That's it, dude.
Yeah.
You take that medicine orally or?
Yeah, orally. What do you want to say? Like
suppository.
Suppository on my ass? Like
I was just asking. I don't. You have to get taken there.
You have to get
offended.
He boofs
Yeah,
it.
you're like, hey Nicole, so I got new medicine. They're horse pills.
I gotta use this dude wipe real quick. The dude wipe.
Yeah, you gotta lube. You gotta lube with the dude wipe.
I remember when I was a kid. That was like a big thing when we were kids. Like anytime you got sick, it was definitely the
the thermometer. They
no,
still
it was
do that.
Like, it was like some kind of medicine they would shove up your ass.
Like
it was a depository.
Hydrocortisone?
Suppository.
Yeah.
I never had one. I got
you
sick.
looked
They
at
just
me like
put me in bed.
Yeah,
because like,
assaulted?
but what the hell was it though? What was it for?
Because
the only thing I could think.
I don't remember.
Well,
gratification.
okay. I mean, you probably blocked it out.
I think it was for like it was like diarrhea
traumatic.
or something. They would shove something up your ass.
That doesn't sound right.
His mom's just shoving cotton balls up there. It's not even a suppository. It's like, no, the doctor said.
Just olive oil and butter.
Used for like.
Well, like they do them for like people
that
that are constipated, hemorrhoids. You can do other medicines.
That's what I mean.
Maybe
That's
I
like
was constipated.
Like hydrocortisone for the
I don't know.
hemorrhoids.
We're talking weird. I don't want to talk about this.
What do you mean weird? You're talking about your balls and shit earlier. You were talking about all kinds of weird shit.
That's dude powder. That's okay.
That's different.
Well, hold on a second. That was between a man and a woman. All right.
Now we're talking about shit getting shoved up my ass. I don't want to talk about this.
To be fair,
I was telling him.
To be fair,
but
to be fair, I asked if you took it orally. That's all I said.
Well, I was telling him, I was like, I never got anything shoved up my ass when I was sick. I got soup and in a bed. I didn't get nothing shoved up my ass.
Well, I grew up in that early '80s, so it was a lot different.
Whatever.
I
just asked one question.
All right, guys.
I learned a lot about Eric.
Look, I'm already sweating here. This is
good. No, we're breaking barriers. This is good, dude. You need to let this person out and live, dude.
You need to let this
You've been caging it inside you.
If I ever come out to take an MMA fight at 50, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is the depository."
Supposit, not depository.
Hey, the other coach, check his ass. Check his ass. He's got steroids.
Yeah, his prison wallet. What is that?
Or maybe they were shooting me up with steroids when I was a kid. I don't know.
I don't think that was steroids, dude. I hope you blocked it out. That sounds weird.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure it was.
I mean, thermometers. I know
it
were
is
normal.
for what he said.
Yeah.
It's for people who are like constipated. They shove the shit up your ass, and it fucking melts.
Sounds so weird, dude. It's like, they're like, here, now try it. It's like, what the fuck were they doing to you, dude?
I'm gonna order you some online. Dude.
Yeah, give me some. I might need them now.
I was locked up.
But like as a kid, though,
I was locked up at like a real young age. Now let's go. We're going deep, right?
That was trauma, though.
Dark, dude.
No, we need to go back to this.
Dark,
Okay,
dude.
side note, real quick.
This is
one
good,
thing
though.
you said
Bookmark
about
this.
steroids, I want to point out. I'm fucking pissed.
Do you put those in the?
You can take them in your butt cheek.
Yeah.
I did know one guy. He put it in
soft
his ass
tissue,
for
that
some
makes
reason.
sense.
I'm never drinking with you guys again. Big shit that I should have.
You drank the most. Well, that is the problem usually.
The thing with steroids that's pissing me off, and it's totally unfucking fair. I want reparations for this. Kids now, I do. I'm dead serious. Kids now get fucking steroids in their meat.
Yeah.
All of their food has growth hormone. Have you seen these fucking
like
12-year-old?
and all
Look
this
at this
shit?
kid.
Well, when I say Tyson, I mean the chicken company.
Yeah. Have you seen these kids? They're like 12 that are fucking like 220. I'm like, I didn't get no fucking steroids.
Yeah.
I
you know
got
what?
fucking
They've been
organic
doing
food.
But they've been doing this since the 70s, I think.
So
because back in the day, World War II,
they were doing
smaller.
like growth hormone, but then they stopped it in like the 90s and like early 2000s, and then like when McDonald's became like very popular and they couldn't supply the amount of food was when they started like oh well, we can it's healthy for you. It makes you grow stronger bones.
Cheaper. When I was a kid, my dad was obsessed with us being big. And it was like protein drinks, lifting weights at fucking 10 years old. And it was like some crazy shit, right? Like, but you're forcing these protein drinks down your fucking throat and weight gainers and all the other shit. So I was taking all this.
And you're developing as a human being. So that's throwing your shit off too.
Yeah. And then when I had to go play football, they would wrap me up in fucking saran wrap. And I would have
to sweat more.
So I could lose some of the water weight. Because I was up, I was big. And so I was up a level, and I should have been down a level with the Pee-wees, junior Pee-wees, and I was at Pee-wees.
You were sandbagging back then?
Yeah, I was sandbagging too, dude. Like people say I'm sandbagging now, so I'm sandbagging now. All my whole life I'm sandbagging.
It's in my lineage, man.
Dude, some guy told me that a couple of times. I've had a couple guys tell me that you're sandbagging. I'm like,
no, I don't think you're sandbagging.
I'm fucking absolutely not. Fuck,
I think people. I think
they don't understand that.
That doesn't. I'm not saying, and I don't mean that as a compliment. I don't mean that as a mean.
No, I just got hurt, dude.
Right,
it's like we're going dark again, right?
Nobody said you're sandbagging. You suck.
Yeah,
I don't.
We're just going dark again, Ryan. Let's just change the subject.
I think you might have been sandbagging when you were in football. For sure.
When you were doing suppositories.
Yeah, dude. You
were like, that's probably steroids.
I'm only 13 years old. You're like 18. Squishing fuckers. Come on. Dude, that's pretty funny.
They used to call me the fridge, dude. The refrigerator.
The fridge? That's good. Wait, what position were you in football?
So in high school, I played defensive tackle, but in junior high, not junior high, but elementary, I played, I was a guard.
I can see it. So you've always been pushing people around. That's cool.
That's fucked up.
You did the lineman? No, I mean that in a good way. That's why you're good at wrestling and all that shit.
I was a big guy. No, I can't help it. I wish I was skinny.
It's a good thing.
Dude, I used to cry. I wanted to be like my older brother. My older brother was thin. He used to be fast. Your uncle was thin. He used to be fast. And
yeah, but there's shit he can't do that you can.
You can't run through people.
Yeah, you can't run through people. Oh, yeah, I was like, yeah. I mean,
we all
I was
got
on
our
a
fucking
diet.
lanes, man.
Yeah, I was put on a diet at a young age.
But so he went through the same regimen as you did and all that shit? They're putting protein drinks and all that?
He was going to say suppositories.
We haven't left it.
I know.
It's so fucking... I don't mean to. It's becoming...
We should call him live on this.
No, your older brother, actually, he seems... There's something funny about it. Like, you are more physically intimidating, but there's something about him that is kind of intimidating.
My older... Oh, you seen the picture of him? Yeah, he's...
Something, it's just like there's people, the way they carry themselves.
Yeah, he's pretty...
So I'm like, I don't know, man.
He's
you guys all have dom genes, dominant.
Yeah.
See, I'm the complete opposite. I'm that dude that just looks like a fucking dork.
Yeah.
I can't relate to that.
Nah, dude, you know.
My older brother he's nice, but he's a silent killer, I think.
But those people
like not
scare
like that,
me.
but he's like silent. He would do something silently. Like
I'm more scared of people.
He'd pay somebody.
Yeah, like if you hurt one of his family members, his brother, something like that. Yeah, he's coming for you.
But I'm more scared of like the upfront people I've always gotten to know, and like you've just said too, and like what you're saying too about like gangbangers and shit. Like they got all this scary shit on their face.
Yeah.
But it's like, but that's not who they are. You know, that's just. It's like, and you can see that, and the people, to me too, I smell it out right away. I'm like, oh, you probably have a good story. That's immediately what I go to right away. It's exactly what it is.
It's a story, and like people progress. People like, especially like with tattoos, like face tattoos, like it's nobody's gonna go get them fucking lasered off.
Yeah,
no, it's hard to do that.
It's on there.
But like when they have kids and family and stuff, and again, at the same point, like all these people that are afraid of like MS-13, all these guys and stuff, is like if you're not really encroaching on their stuff or don't give them a reason to fucking fuck with you, they don't care. Yeah. Like people are like, oh, the cartel. It's like, okay, they're not gonna, as long as you're not taking money out of their pocket, causing them problems, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in some situations.
Or just don't go to Mexico with a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll take your truck.
But see, a lot of I don't know who it was, but somebody put out a thing like that. I said, if you look scary though, you even without trying to cause a problem, it's like a oh, fuck's this guy coming in? Like you said, going to the bars, people look at you like, oh, this is fucking big dude. But you're not doing anything. Yeah.
No.
Some people just have like girls call it a resting bitch face, but like dudes, it's like a mug, right? You can just have a mug, and it doesn't mean you hate anybody, but people get fucking sensitive.
Get pissed off,
Even not just.
But I like for me, I'm big. I have the tattoos, but I'm a nice guy. I don't really like.
Yeah. But I look past like.
Yeah, I'm not like trying to be
like when I first saw you, the only thing I thought was, oh, this dude's probably an athletic type of person. I didn't think, oh, this dude like, you know what I mean? I don't. But the other thing too is tattoos like aren't like scary anymore.
Not anymore. Like
everyone has fucking tattoos.
I feel like the only tattoos.
It's not like, some people look at it like that, but I don't think it's scary.
The only tattoos that are still like I think socially unacceptable are face tattoos.
Yeah,
I think that is like a line, unless you're like a tattoo artist or something.
Yeah, I can't do that. I do it back in my head. But
like I got I'm gonna I plan my whole body's gonna be done. I'm gonna do up my head and stuff like that too. But like
with the
face, front of the neck, I'll do. But I feel like just face is one of those things like
hurts like a motherfucker.
I know. I'm not ready for it.
Yeah, I think
I'll put some deep powder on it.
Once you got the face tattoo though, then you got to know that you're inviting that whole lifestyle.
Well, like Australia, you still, if you have tattoos that are visible, you can't go into bars because you're labeled a delinquent.
We're gonna do a podcast out of tattoos.
Everyone in Australia is a fucking delinquent.
We want to do a
The tattoos
podcast
are
at Colorful Addictions. It's a tattoo shop here. Shout out to them and Lucky. We're trying to get Ryan to get that tattoo right there, though. He needs a wolf. I got a wolf on my neck. He needs.
I do want a wolf. I do want.
What's
to
the
get a wolf.
Dude Wipes logo look like?
Oh, it's like blue.
It's
but I don't
trash.
think it's a
We
logo.
need to change the Dude Wipe logo.
Get a Dude Wipe logo.
Oh fuck. That's what you meant.
Or get
Put the Dude Wipe in his mouth.
Yeah. Or get a tattoo of a suppository.
As long as it's not on my ass.
Get a suppository.
Right on his lower back.
Yeah.
He knows
Suppository
exactly what it's
zone.
I think he knows what it is, dude.
I know what a suppository is. Yeah.
See?
I was helping you understand it 5 minutes ago, or 10 minutes ago. When was it?
That wasn't the issue. The issue was why they were giving a fucking
Oh, for sure.
suppositories in the
I think it was
80s. Yeah.
constipated. I think it was constipated.
It's not a depository. That's where they were sticking it.
All right, dude.
Shouldn't be a depository. Do you have an ending quote? I have one.
No, go ahead.
All right. So, staring at the blank page before you, open up that dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find.
Ooh, I like that.
Reaching
Natasha
for
Bedingfield.
something in the distance.
You
Yeah.
have anything you want to say?
You know that song?
That's a fucking certified heater, first off. Fucking love that song. That's
want a
another one of
shout
those songs.
Thought you'd appreciate
I
it.
love that song. That's a good song.
Shout out to Tracy, to Modesto,
Yeah.
Charles Gracie.
Charles
Shout out
Gracie,
to
Modesto.
Tracy.
Shout out to Charles Gracie, Mountain
Tracy.
House.
So, Charles Gracie Mountain House. Shout out Charles Gracie Fremont, Charles Gracie Ripon.
Keep ripping.
All the Charles Gracies out there that listen and everyone who's taking their time to listen to us, thank you. Even from other gyms that are not as Charles Gracie associates, thank you. Anybody, any quotes you want to leave with anyone?
Stay strapped or get clapped.
Hell yeah, that's the way to go.
Don't forget
out.
to
I
hit
love
that
one, dude.
subscribe
That's a
and like
shirt,
button.
man. Yeah, don't forget to hit subscribe, like button, follow us on Wolves Den House. By the way, if you're following us on Wolves Den House and you message, you're directly talking to
Oh
Ryan.
man, now you're really throwing me under the bus.
No,
we didn't
I'm
have to
just
break
saying-
that
no,
fucking wall
'cause
down,
people
but all
think-
right.
I've had people think they're talking to me. And it's not,
Is that why? Is
Oh,
that why
so
when
Eric
I texted
just-
him, he goes, "No crackers allowed"? Is that you?
Yeah.
Dude? That was you.
No, it's funny. So Eric just basically was like, so everything that's wrong with our page is his fault.
It's on this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
No liability
No, 'cause I
whatsoever.
have people like, hey, I message you, and I'm like, oh, it's not me. It's you're talking to Ryan, like we did with the fight.
It's all good. Now they know. So
God, dude, we're going dark, Ryan. We're going dark.
No, I'm going dark because I run the page.
Shout out, Dude Wipes.
Yeah, shout out to Dew Wipes. If you're listening to this, Dude Powder, please give us
Eric
a
some
sponsorship.
suppositories.
Dude,
he
give
needs
me
them.
a sponsorship, dude.
Yeah,
I've been
Give him some
promoting
powder
you.
suppositories.
Dude, look, I can even promote you. Like, there's a Dude Powder. Let me show you where I put this. on
That's
my
fitting
balls.
up there?
No, I'm just,
Jesus,
Dude,
dude.
no, I'm just-
What is going on?
Dude, I'm talking about
How much Hennessy does it take?
Dude, I'm talking about Dude Powder. I go to my balls. You're talking about let's go to my ass, dude. I'm trying to get a sponsorship here.
This podcast should be shut down 20 minutes ago.
Dude, I'm trying to get a sponsorship here, dude. God.
I think you're trying to get revoked sponsorship.
Well, we're actually, before we end the podcast, I was talking to my son. My son had a question. It's like, hey, Dad, what happens to people in prison since I worked that were outside? I'm like, there's people shoving shit up their
They get
ass.
raped.
Yeah. They're shoving keystring shit.
Yeah, keeping it
you
up.
know,
Prison
trying to
wallet.
Yeah. And it's like they're, so shout out to.
You could also watch the show Oz on HBO if you want to
Yeah.
find out what that's like.
So,
Imagine if
rule of
Dude Wipes
thumb:
actually
don't
started-
go to prison.
Imagine Dew Wipe started sending some of their products to prison.
I will use them.
Go
Oh,
to prison.
I thought you meant to us.
He's gonna go to prison.
I'm going to go to prison just to use them. I'll get arrested tonight, dude.
Yeah.
Dude Wipes.
Watch Shot Caller. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Shot
That
Caller's
is a good movie.
Well, shout out to Dude Wipes. Please give me your sponsorship. I will split the money with Ryan. And
So if I get
Not
the
the
if I
powder.
get the tattoo, he gets a suppository. We'll make that deal. We'll make it happen.
why,
We'll do a live event.
somewhere, dude. Like,
Why
come
am I
on,
getting
dude.
a fucking tramp
I was a
stamp?
kid.
If I'm going through pain, you're going through
I
pain
was
with
a child.
me.
I had no control of that shit, dude.
No, but we gotta
We're going dark. I'm trying to think something.
I know, but we gotta we gotta heal.
Maybe
we gotta
someone's doing
heal.
some weird shit to me, dude.
Hey,
Look, show
maybe.
that shirt right there, dude. Dude, fuck.
Don't you
I'm
feel
sorry,
safer now, though?
Fuck, I'm about to.
We're in
cry,
good
dude.
hands.
Like, you help me almost.
Stop talking about my ass.
I'm about to cry here. I'm getting bullied, right?
Maybe next week we'll
Turn
move
dark
on.
me. It's like a roast.
Hey, you're
dude.
gonna get a video tonight. You're gonna get a video tonight of like suppositories.
No,
Like,
dude,
hey,
I'm never gonna hear the end of this shit. At jiu-jitsu,
I'm gonna get like Tactical Ink branded
Oh,
suppositories.
dude.
you can make a shirt. You make a shirt like it's like a
It's too
suppository.
funny
It's
not
like,
to
no.
talk about. It's hilarious.
Dude, that's a good shirt design. Like have a fucking like like a
My
fucking
ass.
bomb. No.
See, this is therapy, dude.
That's a big brown
This is
ass.
something
dude.
sad, and you can laugh about it.
No,
That's
like
good.
an airplane dropping like a suppository, like it's a bomb.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a fucking ass down
Like
there.
an
It's
H-bomb.
Dude wipes.
That's my
Dude
fight.
wipes.
Dude bombs.
That's my fight name.
Dude
Eric
bombs.
Suppository Gonzalez.
Dropping dude bombs, dude.
Dropping
Oh,
dude bombs.
fuck,
This is
dude.
something, man. Hey, you know what? If you can laugh about it, that's healing right there.
Dude,
I'm
telling
serious.
you,
I
I'm
think that's
starting
more
to
like
think
one of
something
those
happened,
nervous.
No,
laughs.
he had a good time on that last one.
I
That
did.
last
I'm
laugh was
starting.
good.
I'm starting to think something happened though. But thank you guys. We went dark for a little bit.
Hey, but
Said
we
weren't gonna do it.
But that's the beautiful thing about this podcast. It's organic, and everyone's learning while we're learning, and that's the beauty
Just
of
like
it.
dude powder, organic.
I feel violent. You guys, thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe and like button. Until next time,
Later.
we're out.
Adios.
Thank you.